Woo! What is that? What's up? Wait for some people to get in here. What's up, everybody? I am exhausted. You can probably tell. I know the camera quality is not that great here. I'm just using the built-in camera on my MacBook. Can you guys hear me okay? The website is up, and it's kind of why I wanted to come on here and do this live stream, is to talk about the website, answer questions. Awesome. Sounds like you guys can hear me. Sweet. Yeah, like I said, just using the built-in camera on my MacBook, so it's not going to be the best looking video, but as long as you guys can hear me, then we should be good. Where's our shop located? I'm surprised that that you would be asking that if you're in the live stream, because I had it set for people can't. I think it was like people can't comment unless they've been subscribed for at least 24 hours, so we don't get a lot of spam stuff. But we are in Vancouver, Washington. We are right across the river from Portland, Oregon. We are the closest video game store to the Portland airport. So obviously the website isn't all done yet. It is not all done yet. It's close enough to launch. It is completely functional. There's plenty more that we're going to be doing to it. One big thing that we're still, waiting to add or change or fix or whatever it is we are going to completely delete the entire movie category. So that's VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray, and PSP movies. We're going to completely delete every single listing that is currently on the website and re-upload everything, because we have added functionality for photos for those categories, and the photos are grabbed automatically when the items upload. So if we delete everything and then re-upload them all, you're going to have a lot more automatic photos for the movies. So we will do that, probably run it Monday evening after we close, and then it, running the sync takes like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours at least. So we'll run that over Monday night into Tuesday morning, and then we'll have a lot more photos for those. But that's just one thing. There's a lot of other small things we're going to be changing and adding. How do you say the name of the street the store is on? So I say Chocklov. It is spelled Chkalov. I know that I think that Kyle says it Chkalov. So it's like a Native American name for the street, I'm pretty sure. I don't know the exact way to pronounce it. Most people say Chocklov. Trying to read all the comments here. Oh, Ariel's in here. Hi, Ariel. Where you get the pin connectors for the NES? We just order them from Hyperkin, but I believe you can just get them on eBay or Amazon. Thought your grandma took it from you for a month. She did, but that video was actually filmed months ago, so I've had internet access back for a while now. Please tell Adam I hope he feels better soon. Adam is feeling better. He's not 100% yet, but he is going to be at the store tomorrow once we reopen. Tuesday, Wednesday is our weekend, so we're back tomorrow on Thursday, and he will be back. I'm not going to divulge his personal stuff, but it's nothing serious and it's not COVID, luckily. Sorry guys, I'm trying to not skip ahead and miss a bunch of comments here. I've never beaten Shadowgate. Do I have to create a new username? Are you asking if you have to create a new username on the account? No. All the user accounts, all of your previous orders, everything is all the same. So that is all ported over. You can change your password if you want to, but a couple people have already done that. I get emails whenever someone changes the password. It doesn't tell me what the password is. I don't even know why I get the emails, but I saw a couple. Um, are you worried about a possible recession or downturn? Not really. Um, we do well enough at the store that even if things slow down, we're still going to be fine. Um, Especially with the website now being back up and the website being so much better than before. I think just the way that the website is now, it looks way more professional. It looks way more legitimate, and I think it's going to help with sales because obviously you guys who watch our videos, when you go to the website, you know exactly what you're getting. You know that you're buying from us and it's legit and all this stuff. But for a random person that stumbles across our website and has no idea that we even make videos, they might have looked at the old website and been like, this is kind of sketchy. I don't trust it. But I think the new website looks way more trustworthy, more professional. So I hope that that'll help with sales. But I'm not really worried about a recession or downturn. Um, Not that there's no reason to be worried. I just am not. Where's Zelda? Um, I don't see her. I see Arya and Homer. They're both sleeping. Zelda's probably somewhere else. Why does the screen kind of keep like flashing a little bit? Let's see if I can. I don't know if that light is going to help at all. You play Ragnarok yet? Nope. I've never played any God of War game. Is there a wish list on the website now for people out of the area? Yes, there is. Um, you can add items to your wish list, and I believe we have it set up. If you add an item to your wish list that is currently out of stock, once we get it in, it will send you an email. But you can also you can add items that are in stock to your wish list, and you can go in and check it, and then that's a good way to kind of like save items for a future purchase as well. You can add it to your wish list, and then just on payday go back and check out. But yeah, there is a wish list now, and you can view out of stock items. It is defaulting to only show in stock, but you can check to show the out of stock items. And the purpose for that is that you can add those out of stock items to your wish list. Do you have a service where we can send in our disc games to be refurbished and or change batteries in Game Boy, or do we have to live close by for in-store only? We don't really do a lot of like mail-in battery replacements, but you can send stuff in to get resurfaced. If you go to our website, doublejumpvideogames.com, at the top there is a page that is for disc resurfacing. All the information you need is in there. Have to join a membership to register? No. Um, you can create an account on the website and have the wish list options and all that stuff. That is completely separate from like the premium membership. And the VIP thing, that was Ryan's idea, that title. So all credit goes to Ryan for for the VIP title. I love that. When's the next collection update vid? I've been really focused on building the website. I have enough stuff right now to film another pickup video. Just I just have to do it. So maybe in a week or two. Hope you've gotten some rest after all the stuff for the website. I was working on the website until probably half an hour before we launched. So I haven't gotten to rest yet. And unfortunately, going back to the store tomorrow, and we're going to have a million orders to ship. So I'll have to rest next Tuesday. The website gives an error. Yes, it does. That is because there's too many people trying to access it right now. So if you see a 502 error, that just means that there's way too much traffic, and we have already paid to basically increase everything. There's the CPUs, the cores, and the RAM, and we have over doubled what we had before, and it still is not enough to keep up with the current traffic. It will fix itself and it will die down. It's just there's so many people trying to access the website right now. So, you know, after probably sometime later in the evening tonight, maybe tomorrow even, there won't be as many people trying to go to the website at the same time, and it'll be better. Black Friday sale this year, of course. We haven't really discussed what we're gonna do exactly yet, but we're doing something. And then Cyber Monday as well. New Nintendo hardware in 2023? Probably not. Maybe 2024. I think I think the Switch I think the Switch could last a lot longer. I know that companies have to put out new hardware and stuff, but I feel like the Switch it's still so extremely popular. They don't need to make any new hardware, and I think the Switch is great. But, if they do make something that, I'm going to be on board, even though um, I do love the Switch and I don't see myself, you know, changing anytime soon. Whenever I'm playing games, I'm playing on the Switch. Even if I'm playing, um, you know, I've been playing a lot of like the NES, Super 64, and Genesis games on the Switch Online thing. So even when I'm playing retro stuff, I'm still playing on the Switch. I love the Switch so much. um, am I going to be playing Scarlet and Violet? I will probably play one of them. I don't have a preference on one over the other. I haven't really looked at any of the exclusives or any of the spoilers or anything like that. How do you feel about doing the live so far? I was just talking to Adam about this. We might try to do more live streams. Try asking for a random part or try a 30 seconds part countdown. What? Did Alexa just... Try asking for a random part or try a 30 seconds part countdown. What? Alexa, stop. I don't want a fart countdown. What? Someone's hacking the Alexa. I think it's Abby. West Sports Talk, thank you for the... What do you call that? Is it super chat? You live in Spokane. West Sports Talk. My sister lives in Spokane. Going to be making a trip over there at some point. We're so busy with the store, but eventually. I've been to Spokane a few times. Body Beatdown, you're asking about the Armor 3 HDMI converter. The Armor 3 converters they're just converters. They are not upscalers. So it's the cheaper version. They're basically the AV to HDMI ones you can get on on eBay or Amazon. They will convert your signal to HDMI, but they're not going to make it look any better. So if your TV doesn't have AV ports, it's a good option. But if you want to go with the Hyperkin... Oh wait, no, the Armor 3 is the better one. I'm sorry. The Armor 3 is the Hyperkin branded one. So it is an upscaler. They're only like $30, so they're not like the best quality, but it will look better than just plugging your AV cables straight into an HD TV. Have you been to Butcher Boys lately? Not personally, but Abby went not too long ago, and then Tyler, one of our regular customers at the store, he works at Butcher Boys, and he brought us some beef jerky last time he came in, which was super nice of him. Trying to keep up on these questions. Alexa is always listening. I'm designed to protect your privacy, so I record audio only after your device detects the wake word, or if the action button is pushed. On Echo devices, you always know... Alexa, shut up! I might have to unplug that. Does putting a game on your wish list lock it in for you? No, it does not. Until you purchase it, it's up for grabs. That would be very bad design if it would lock an item for you, because then someone would just put everything on their wish list. How's the band going? Good. Um, Abby and I just went and saw Chris, the drummer of Monotheist. He plays in another band called Tamarum, and they played in Portland last Tuesday. We went to the show, first show I've been to since the Slayer finale tour or whatever. Um, but yeah, he said that he's slated to record drums for the next Monotheist album this summer, and I don't know who is recording in what order, but I'm last because vocals are always last. So maybe before. Oh, wait, he said over the summer, so we're probably still a ways out. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of comments that I wanna try to get through. I'm not trying to skip anything, but um, if I if I don't answer your question, feel free to post it through again. Did the store just open? The website just relaunched today, but the store has been open since 2018 physically. Um, uh, how crazy are the orders coming in? They're not too crazy yet, and I'm pretty sure it's just because people are having trouble accessing the website. There's just way too much traffic right now. Um, Do you recommend creating an account right now on your website? I would highly recommend creating an account because we have a new feature which allows you to track your order. So when you place an order with us, you should get an email, like an order confirmation email. And then when we ship your order, you're supposed to get another email with your tracking number, but they don't always go out. Sometimes they go into spam or whatever. We have a new plugin that was very expensive, that once we ship your order, it essentially grabs that tracking number and attaches it to your order, and it puts it out on the customer side. So if you have an account on our website and you place an order and we have shipped it out, you'll be able to go to your orders and you'll be able to see all your tracking numbers. So it's going to be a lot better. We normally have people emailing us all the time. Hey, has this shipped yet? Where's the tracking number? Blah, blah, blah. And it's going to hopefully cut down on the need for that. And it's going to be awesome. Tell time lag to post. He's been told a million times, and he just started his own TikTok. He's got some gamer related stuff on there, but I'm sure he's gonna do some stuff pretty soon. He has plans to make more YouTube videos, um, but just it's the same thing for him that it is for me. It's like hard to find time, in addition to the vlogs. How many Super Nintendo games do you own in your collection? I am a little over halfway through the set. Um, Let me see. I can open my spreadsheet here. Um, I can tell you how many I have and how many I still need, because that Super Nintendo is the set that I'm currently focused on. So when I'm actually looking for games, I'm looking for Super Nintendo. I have 423. And then the list of what I need is 315 to complete the set. So doing good. What games am I playing right now? I just beat Snipper Clips. I got the physical version for the Switch. I just beat that last week, and I was playing a lot of Splatoon 3. I've been playing some Banjo Kazooie on the Switch Online, Paper Mario for 64 on the Switch Online, um, and then What the Golf I was still playing pretty recently, but nothing currently because I've just been focused on the website. How often do you sell Skylanders? Get them traded in? We sell them every single day. We get them traded in multiple times a week. We sell the majority of them for $2 or $3, and we pay like 25 to 50 cents a piece for them. So, we pay more for the more expensive ones, which we usually just sell on eBay. But all the cheaper ones, we just throw them into a box and sell them. You know, they're not even really entered into the inventory. It's just we have a SKU for them, but they're not individually entered. What do I think is the issue with the availability of Pokemon plush right now? There's there's probably a bunch of reasons. One of the main reasons, at least for us, is that the company that we were getting, well, not the company, but the manufacturer of the plush that we were getting a couple years ago was Sanai, I believe is how you say it, and they were selling to one of our distributors who is in the US, so they were getting all these really nice high quality, Japanese Pokemon plushies, and they were like the beanbag ones. They were super nice, and Sanai, if that's how you say the name of their company, they changed what they were doing and they only wanted their plushies to be sold in Japan. So they stopped selling them to our US distributor and now we can't get them anymore. So we're stuck with just ones that are released by Tomy or Tommy or however you say it, or Ban Presto or whatever. And those ones are just kind of hard to come by. Everyone's looking for them. So even when I go and look at our wholesalers, sometimes they only have, a handful of them left by the time I see them. So it's kind of hard. What's my most nostalgic game? It's always going to be Super Mario 64. Any plans on doing more content for the Sit Cooper channel? Yes, definitely. Pickup videos will always be posted over there. And then anytime I do a review, it's going to be over there. So can't say that I'm going to be doing reviews for everything. I did the Kirby's Forgotten World or whatever, Forgotten Land, and the Pokemon Legends Arceus, but um, you know, basically, if a game comes out and I start playing it and I love it, then I'm probably going to do a review. From Sergio, thanks for the $2, man. Most expensive handheld that I own. Hmm, that's a tough one. I have the Seattle Mariners edition DS Lite that is factory sealed. Um, I don't know what that's worth. That's probably one of them. I also have the limited edition black and silver Game Boy Advance SP sealed in a like stand-up blister pack. So probably one of those two would be the most expensive. They're also two of the coolest ones. Um, what is my friend code on Switch? I don't know, and I don't want to have to turn on the TV and the Switch to find out right now. If you go back on the channel, there is there's a live stream I did playing some Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I believe that I showed the friend code in that video. So if you want to go back, you can check that out. Are there coupon codes available for first time users? There are no coupon codes at this time. Um, we have never had like a publicly available coupon code. I've created one or two in the past to give to people in exchange for like work they did, or like a gift they gave or something like that. But typically we don't have coupon codes. Maybe in the future, but you know the Mariners DS, yeah, it was only available from the whatever the name of the Mariner Stadium is in Seattle. It's really cool. It's just like a white console, and I don't know if it's printed on there or if it's just a sticker, but it's got like a circular thing like on the top of the DS. It's pretty cool. Do you think you're gonna do more collabs? Yes, and I don't want to like give too much away. I have talked to Metal Jesus about coming down to the store and him making a video for his channel. Um, he has all his videos and everything scheduled out so far in advance that like if I messaged him today and I was like, "Hey, let's schedule this in," it wouldn't happen for like 8 months. And just haven't done it yet. But I was texting with Kelsey the other day. She was uh, they're doing like a Video Game History Foundation collaboration with like retro video game stores, and we donated some money to that. So they're going to be doing posts on their social media about some of this stuff. But we were talking about the new location that they're going to be opening, and she sent me some pictures of it, and I love seeing that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, let me see, send me all the pictures you have. And I was talking to her about doing a collab as well. We've filmed with Kelsey and Cody plenty of times in the past, but it's never been like a dedicated video. And I think that doing a dedicated video with Kelsey at Pink Gorilla would be really cool. And she is totally down to do that. But we're extremely busy with not only the website, but going into the holidays. And she's extremely busy with the same thing, but also working on opening up another location. So whatever we do with Kelsey, it's not going to be until after they open that new location. So hopefully at some point. But yeah, I've been talking to Retro Rick as well. Everyone's been requesting him and I to do a collaboration. We've been talking about stuff for a very long time. So I'm sure at some point we will do something. I've also talked quite a bit with Caleb Phoenix Resale about trying to do something. He's a little harder to kind of get something going with because he's totally down to like come on our channel and do something, but he's very busy, and the scope of his videos on his channel is very, very focused. And unless he brings an idea to me, I'm not going to be able to convince him about doing a particular type of video for his channel. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I've been talking to some people. We'll see what we can do. Nothing is like set in stone right now. I'll say that. Have we ever thought about expanding into more locations? Yes, but I think what we would rather do and what is more likely going to happen is instead of opening up a second location, we will probably move our current location to a bigger spot. And our lease is not up until 2026 at the earliest. So we're not planning on doing anything, anytime soon. But that's kind of what we're hoping will happen. So we'll see. Let's see. Show us some rare games from my collection. I can't right now. I don't want to have to carry my computer through the house and into the game room. The game room's a mess right now. But there's a video on my channel called something on the Double Jump channel. Something like the rarest games in my collection. It's not currently updated, of course, but you can go check that out if you'd like. Is Retro Rick a good person? I think he is. I'd have no reason to think that he wasn't. Um, he's been nothing but kind to me, and he's been extremely supportive of our channel. And he does not come off as full of himself or conceited or anything like that, which I appreciate. So I would say he's a good person. I can't say that I don't know him on a super personal level or anything. Never met him in person, but from all the talking that we've done, he seems like a pretty good guy. He blew up so fast. Oh, Phoenix did. Yeah, he did. And that's because of how focused he is on the scope of his videos, which is admirable for sure. Like he kind of is taking like the Mr. Beast approach to videos where you have to capture people's attention in the first 10 seconds, and if you don't, expect them to click off, kind of thing. We are trying to kind of do that a little bit with like the little teasers we do at the beginning of the videos, but since we're doing 5 videos a week, it's hard to kind of like plan anything. We just have to see what happens on that day and then figure out something to do for an exciting intro. But yeah. Any updates on the surprise? Not yet. I definitely cannot talk about it. I will say that surprise that I had teased a while ago, I probably should not have teased because I just got like an initial word from someone about something, and I got really, really excited and mentioned it, which I probably shouldn't have because it's still probably very far off and it's not 100% that it would even happen. But if it did, trust me, it would be the coolest thing that we would have ever done. So that's all I can say. Um, to confirm, out of stock items on the website only include items the store had in its inventory at some point. So there may be items we search for that won't show up even out of stock. That is correct. Um, a listing for an item does not appear on our website until our inventory system pushes that item to the website. There are a couple items that we have uploaded as a tester, like Flintstone's Dinosaur Peak or uh, Musha for Genesis, I think I tested with the other day. There's a couple items like that, but for the most part, it's not going to be up there unless we've had it in stock at some point. So you're not going to see a Stadium Events on there or an NWC to put on your wish list because we've never had them. Are there limits on the sort of old school CRTs people trade in? Screen size, no. The smaller the better, actually, when it comes to that. But the inputs, kind of. If it's RF only, we're not as willing to take it because the pool of buyers is much smaller than for a CRT that has AV or even better component or S video inputs or something like that. Um, so kind of limits, but it's not really an issue. We've only ever turned away maybe 2 TVs total. When will you be shipping today's orders from your website? I was planning on going in today, but I'm just so exhausted and I'd be the only one there. So I just couldn't bring myself to do it. We're going to start shipping out stuff tomorrow. Adam, since he is still a little bit sick, he's going to be working in the back tomorrow. So he's not out with customers. Um, he's still going to be wearing a mask, of course. But he is going to be working on shipping pretty much all day, and I'm going to be helping him. And we should be able to get everything out tomorrow, especially if we're both working on it. Our shipping workflow has definitely sped up quite a bit, so hopefully, well, obviously the mailman's going to come at some point throughout the day, so some orders will go out tomorrow, and then probably the rest of them will go out on Friday and or Saturday at the latest. Do you think we'll have an Intellivision console in stock soon? Probably not. They rarely come into the store, and if we did get one, it probably would not be on the website. Um, how do I feel about resellers potentially profiting from my prices? I hope that they do, and I appreciate their business. Nathan, who is a very good friend of mine and Abby's, he's been in the videos quite a few times. He is a full-time Amazon and eBay seller, and I sell him stuff all the time. So I'm happy to have resellers make purchases from us, and I hope that they can find some stuff that they can make some money on. Um, Ryan is having a baby. It's confirmed. I don't think that's confirmed. How far do you see your business going in 5 years? I don't know. Um, there. I want to try to answer all the questions here, but if you guys will allow me to ramble for a couple minutes here. I've had a conversation with Adam and with Ryan and with Abby um, about what I would like to happen in the future. Sorry if the camera's shaking. I'm hitting the table that it's sitting on accident sometimes. Um, but when I see channels like Retro Rick and Phoenix Resale, and Pixel Game Squad and Metal Jesus and RGT85 and Spawnwave and all these channels, um, I don't I don't like to compare us to any other channel, at least in terms of content, because I feel like what we do is fairly unique. Retro Rick has his second channel where he is starting to post videos very, very similar to ours from his new game store, and I love those videos. By the way, I think that they're awesome. I actually like them. I like them more than his main channel videos because I relate to them more. But um, I see these channels and I see the amount of views that they're getting, and I know at least roughly what they're making from their videos, and I want to grow our channel to that level because I don't care about making more profit. Um, no one gets in. Well, some people, most people don't own a retro video game store because they want to get rich, because that's not a good way to get rich. Most people do it because they love it, and that's how we are. Um, I have no interest in growing our channel to become rich. I have an interest in growing the channel because I want the videos to make more money so that we can put that money into the store. Um, and what I would do with that money is like like I said, I've had this conversation with Adam and Ryan, and it's very hard to articulate my thoughts on it in a cohesive way because whenever I start thinking about this, my mind is going a mile a minute, and it's very hard to put it into words that will make sense to someone else. But what I would love to do, let's just hypothetically say that every video we posted made $500 in ad revenue, which is way, way more than what they make now. We'd have to make 10 times the amount of views we normally get. But if that were to happen and we were making 500 bucks per video, we would be able to afford to move our store to a location that was at least twice as big as what we have now. And if we could get something that was like 3 or 4 times bigger, that had warehouse space in the back, or had a room that we could paint the ceiling, the floors, and the walls all as a green screen and do all sorts of stuff like that, that is what I want to do. I want the videos to make more money so that we can improve the store. I want to be able to hire more employees. I want to be able to pay the employees we do have more. I want to move to a bigger location that's got like tons of storage room, that's got super tall ceilings. I want to expand into more niches. The wall scrolls that Retro Rick has at his store, I think, is amazing, but he's got those really tall ceilings, so he can have them up high. Um, I love I love improving the store in all those kind of ways, and I love our store, but it's a little crowded. You have to admit. Um, we're using every inch of space that we possibly can. We have shelving going floor to ceiling. It's not ideal, and if we had a much bigger location, we could kind of spread things out, make it look a lot nicer. So that's kind of what I would like to do. But also, like I said, pay everybody more, hire more employees, put more money into advertising, put more money into making our videos. Um, I I have essentially hired Jesse to edit for us, and he is currently only doing 2 videos a week because, we film throughout the weekend. He currently has the weekend off from his normal job. So, he's editing Monday and Thursday videos, which go up Tuesday and Friday. And I'm paying him a lot more than what the videos are making in ad revenue. So I'm taking a chance that we're making the right decision. I love his editing. I love every single video he has edited so far. And, I know that when Retro Rick started to have Riff edit his videos, um, he was doing the same thing. He was taking a risk and paying more than what the videos were making to get them done. Now, obviously, he's doing really well with the videos, and that's kind of what I'm hoping is going to happen. So we'll see. But thank you, Jenkins and West Sports Talk for the super chats. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, if we can get to that point, then trust me, the videos will become insane because we will spend more money on inventory. We will have more employees. We will, all every way that we could improve the business, we would do. So trust me, we would have it would just be so amazing. I could just talk about it forever. I don't want to bore you guys. I want to get to more of your questions. But I always joke like I wish there was a billionaire who watched our videos who was just like, I want to see what happens. Here's $1 million to improve your business. And I can guarantee you every single penny of that $1 million would go to improving the store. And it would be incredible. And the videos would just be insane. We would start doing more game hunting road trips to source for inventory, and we would get better stuff into the store. If the videos were making money if the videos were making a bunch of money just through ad revenue, we wouldn't have to necessarily worry as much about making a certain profit margin on every game. So if it were like that, you know, if I knew that this video was going to make 500 bucks, we could afford to buy more rare games with a way slimmer margin, even though we already have slim margins on the rare stuff anyway. But we could afford to even break even sometimes just to have it for the store, which I think would be amazing because our inventory would be better and everything would just be better. So let's see what happens. Jenkins and Tron, thank you guys so much. Be buying more VHS tapes soon. I am doing my best. I found a ton at the outlet the other day. Unfortunately, no horror mixed in there, but if you go and look at the VHS section on our website right now, it is definitely beefed up a little bit, and I'm going to continue to buy them. Double Jump is the best. Looking forward to making the trip out sometime soon from Chicago. From Chicago, that is super, super far. I've been to Chicago a couple times. Someone asked if I was done with music. I saw it scroll by. Not done with music. My band, Monotheist, we actually played in Chicago in early 2020, I think it was. We played at Reggie's in Chicago. I've been there a couple times now on different tours. Reggie's is awesome. Get investors. I'm not a fan of that idea. Just because an investor is going to want to get paid. And if I invest my own money, I don't have to pay myself back. And I don't. You guys would be shocked if you saw my personal bank account versus the store's bank account. My personal account has basically no money in it. And it never does because I do not take a paycheck. Still, obviously, the store is able to pay for, our bills and food and gas and all the stuff that we need. But I do not take a paycheck outside of that because I don't need it. I'm way more interested in putting all that money back into improving the store than I am into just having money in my bank account. Let's see. Who's your favorite artist of each genre that you listen to? From Snurlax. I don't know if I have a favorite metal band. Metal is my favorite genre. If you guys don't know, death metal, specifically progressive kind of technical death metal. The Faceless, Cattle Decapitation, and Goat Whore are three of my favorite metal bands. My favorite rapper is Childish Gambino. This Is America is one of my favorite hip hop songs. Sweatpants is probably my second favorite by him. I really enjoy him as an artist overall, not just as a rapper. Atlanta, I think is a great show. Childish Gambino, awesome. I also listen to a lot of what people would call butt rock or new metal. I like Korn. I like Slipknot. I like Breaking Benjamin. Stuff like that. I also really, really like hair metal. And so Rat, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Skid Row, stuff like that. I love it. It was before my time, but I love it. Okay, let's see. Let's rapid fire some questions here. Have you ever thought about letting the employees run the store on your weekend? We are actually planning on opening up 6 days a week starting in January. We still have to figure out scheduling, but the answer is yes. When will you get more ink? Abby's getting tats left and right. She is definitely getting tattoos all the time. I love tattoos. I love getting tattoos, but I am extremely picky with my tattoos. I have to know 1,000,000,000% that I want that on my body before I'm willing to get it done. And it has to be from an artist that I trust. And one of the unfortunate things about the artist that I have who has done all of this, every single one of these, plus the tattoo, the monotheist tattoo that I have on my leg, was all done by one person. And it's not his style, which is unfortunate because I love his work and I like him as a person. He's willing to continue to tattoo me, but it's a little difficult to convince him sometimes to do something that is not his style, and there's other artists at the shop that I go to that he recommends. And I'm not saying I'm not willing to switch artists, but I really like his work, and I love how how it all fits together because it's all the same person doing it. I think it looks really good. Um, but Abby got me a gift card for Hopeless Ink, which is where we go. So I'll be getting something at some point. I don't think that I don't think I have an appointment set with him yet. His name's Matt, but probably sometime after Christmas. Um, I think if whoa, chat just went down. I lost my spot. I think if you guys were 7 days a week, it would benefit probably. It definitely would. Payroll would be higher, of course, and electricity and stuff like that might be a little bit higher. It's negligible, but payroll would definitely be higher, which is the only real cost that would be incurred by opening more days a week. But the revenue would also be higher, and that would be the easiest way for us to improve the revenue coming in is to just be open more. The other option is to open earlier or close later, which nobody at the store is a fan of doing. So I don't think that's going to happen. But opening 7 days a week eventually is the goal. The only reason we even have days off right now is because no one can work 7 days a week, at least not for very long. And we're so busy at the store. It's like it's so hard for even 4 people to run the store on any day. So to have less than 4 people would make it extremely difficult. And uh, we have we have 6 people at the store right now, and 4 of them already work 5 days a week. So it's kind of difficult without hiring more people to make it work. But we're gonna try. I'll try to scroll down just a little bit here. Um, let's see, how much to fire Adam? I would not fire Adam for any amount of money. He is every employee that we have is invaluable, and everyone is family at this point. So somebody would have to do something pretty egregious to get filed. From Tron again, I've been watching since you were in Florida with the spiky hair. I've never followed progression like yours. It's been incredible. And yes, I was at that show, but too nervous to say hi. You should have said hi, man. Dang. Um, for anyone who ever sees me in public anywhere, please come and say hello. Um, we have a fairly small channel, relative to all of YouTube. Um, but there are times when I get recognized like in public, and I think it is so cool. Um, and if I was like someone on a Mr. Beast level who can't go anywhere without being bombarded by people, that might get frustrating. But for someone who it rarely ever happens to, it is the coolest feeling. So if you see any YouTuber that you watch, especially if they're a smaller YouTuber, if you go up and say hi to them, it's gonna make their week. So definitely do it. Um, I actually bumped into someone at Goodwill the other morning, and they were like, "Hey, man, I've been watching your videos for a couple years," and they've been to the store a couple times, but they're more into books than video games, and it was just it's a really cool feeling. So super awesome. Before we fire Adam, I need to buy his cardboard Joy Cons. He has them listed on eBay for like 100 grand or best offer. So he's willing to sell them, but only for the right price. I think he told me that he received an offer of 10 grand that he turned down, and he received that offer more than once from different people. So if it's enough for him to get a down payment on a house, he's willing to sell them. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Um, Running a game store is very difficult. I have one too. It's not all fun and games. It definitely is not easy, and it has to be your entire life, which it is for me. But yeah, it's not easy. Mason, props to you for having a store. Props to anyone who has a retro video game store. It is it's so much work, but it's also extremely rewarding, and for me, it is definitely worth it. Um, You saw Gambino live and he took your phone and recorded a video with it? That is really cool. Um, that's awesome. Ever listen to The Weeknd or Travis Scott? I've heard songs here and there. I'm not huge into hip hop or rap. Um, I do like Childish Gambino. Um, I like Kendrick Lamar, but even then, I kind of only really know like the hits. Um, in my Spotify playlist, which I was planning on like just releasing at some point, like putting it out there for people to check it out. I do have some hip hop in there, but it's mostly like older stuff. Um, there's like some Wu Tang, there's some Ice Cube in there, there's NWA, Public Enemy, um, Run DMC, stuff like that. Um, and then I also have like some weird, not weird, but some like my era high school hip hop. So there's like some Ludacris in there and some there's like Sean Paul and stuff like that. Um, Savage is in there. It's kind of funny. You didn't know I was in a metal band. I'm in a band called Monotheist. Um, People say it's a Christian band. I will be the first to say that no, it's not. Mike is the main person of the band. He's the only original remaining member. He writes the majority of the music. He is a Christian. Um, I I don't believe that anyone else in the band is a Christian. I don't know for sure because it's not even something that we talk about as a band because it's not important to us. Um, I am in the band because I love the music and I love the people in the band. Even if we were a Christian band, I would not care because it doesn't mean anything to me. Um, I'm not against people having a religion, but I am not religious myself, and I'm all about the music. I don't care about anything else. So, but yeah, I used to be the drummer in the band. I joined in 2012, and I was a drummer up until 2018, I think it was, and then they did a tour without me right after. I think it was during the opening of the store, and obviously I couldn't go because we were opening. So Chris was the fill-in drummer for that tour, and then right after that tour ended, JJ, who was the vocalist, quit the band, and I went to Mike and I was like, "Look, keep Chris on drums because he really wanted to be the drummer. Keep Chris on drums and let me move to vocals. I'm willing to try out. I'll make a tryout video if I have to. Like, I want to do this." And it all worked out. So I'm the vocalist of the band now, which is crazy. There's only one released track with me on vocals so far, and it's called Twilight of the Wolves. It's a teaser for the new album. I've recorded scratch vocals for a couple other songs that are not released publicly because they're just demo tracks essentially. But yeah, we should have a new album coming out maybe at the end of 2023 or early 2024. I don't know for sure, but it's been in the works for literally years. Our last album came out in what was it, early 2018, I think. So it's a long time coming, but if you liked that album, if you liked the Monotheist Scourge album, the next one is incredible. Trust me, it is an improvement in every way over the other one, over the last one. And if you're into metal, it's progressive, technical death metal with influences from every other genre. We have it's just crazy. I love it. You guys are gonna love it as well. Um, New Slipknot metal is god awful. Not sure what happened there. Are you referring to the new album? I've only listened to a couple songs, but it was okay. Um, do you feel like you have everything in life now? Um, I have everything right now that I need at this point. There's always aspirations, to have a family, of course, and to be more financially secure. Um, and the only reason that I care about money outside of the store is to be stable because everyone says like money does not buy happiness, and I do believe that. However, it does buy security, and I feel and I I think that security and stability can contribute to happiness, and that is the only thing that I would strive for. Um, but improving the store is all I care about as far as money goes, at least at this point in my life. Um, best item that was ever traded into your store. I I have no idea. Um, I honestly do not know. There's been so many cool things. Um, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to just like scroll down. I'm like so far behind on the comments. Um, some people's comments keep getting hidden for some reason. I think it's because of the emojis that they're using. I have a lot of emojis blocked because the spam accounts use them. Um, oh, I see Abby's in here. Um, I'm sorry, Abby. I wasn't planning on doing a live stream. Abby's not here at the moment, so she can't be here to answer questions. We'll do more live streams though, because Adam wants to do them as well. So maybe we'll do one on Monday evening after we close. Um, from Mo77, thank you for the super chat. Any Resident Evil 4 Collector's Edition lately? I don't think so. Um, it's hard to know because I don't process all the trades personally anymore, so it's really hard for me to remember. Um, if I bought a $100 console, would you be willing to throw in a $4 to $5 sports game so I could test it, especially knowing that I come in regularly? Is that a decision any of your employees can make too? Typically, our prices are kind of set. We don't normally do a lot of negotiating and stuff outside of like conventions and stuff like that. The main reason is that it's easier on the employees to not have to worry about negotiating or knowing if they're giving too big of a discount or anything like that. It's just easier when the prices are set. But also, we for especially for certain items, our margins can be extremely slim. And if we do discounts, we can maybe break even sometimes, which obviously is not a good thing to do. Um, so typically the answer would be no. If you happen to catch me and you're like, "Hey, I'm buying this PS3, will you throw in a Madden 2009?" The answer will be yes, but I don't think that every employee would would say yes to that. Um, plus, you get if you have an account, I'm assuming you're local, but if you have an account at the store, you automatically get 5% back on a purchase. So if you just bought the system and then use that 5% credit you just got to then get a free game, you can kind of make it work, but by doing it that way. Have I seen Terrifier 2 yet? Nope, I haven't seen the first one. Probably a horror movie, I'm assuming. I'm not big into horror movies. Um, I love the idea of them, but I hate jump scares. Abby's the sheriff around here, you know that she is. That is 100% for sure. Um, free copies of Anthony or Destum. Anthony, I always say that Anthony or Destum, Destiny or Anthem. Someone actually bought all of our copies of Destiny. Like someone legitimately bought like 40 copies of that game from us. So we didn't have any for a long time. So we don't really have that many left. We have like maybe two or three. Where's Abby right now? She's just hanging out with some friends. She's not getting a tattoo right now. Um, I just saw a question. Oh, any advice for opening a game store the right way? Um, you can talk to Mr. Right Way if you want to learn how to do stuff the right way, but it's hard to say the right way because my way is not necessarily the right way. Um, I think that, and this is not a bad thing in any way, but I think one thing that we do that other stores do not do or that do not have to worry about or deal with is that our store is extremely tied to YouTube, which is a great thing, but in certain instances it can be a negative thing. Um, you know, it is a great thing, like I said, but just in some aspects it can be more difficult because of that. So I wouldn't say that the way that we did it is necessarily the right way. It's just the way that we did it. But if you would like some tips or advice or anything, Um, there are multiple videos on the Double Jump channel. If you just type in like Double Jump video games answering questions business, they will pop up. I've done 2 or 3 Q&As of answering business related questions, and then there's also a video. You can watch the video of the first day we opened the store. There's also a video, something like the Double Jump video game story so far. There's a lot of information in those videos that will help if you're planning on trying to open up a store or anything like that. But basically, first thing, get a CPA. That is the number one thing that I tell everyone that asks. Get a CPA right away. Um, how is the donkey? Been a while since we've seen the animals. Well, the donkeys belong to Abby's parents, not us, but as far as I know, they are good. We will probably see them on Thanksgiving. So, uh, yeah. Would you ever be open to doing a collab with Phoenix Resale? We did talk about that earlier in the stream. The answer is yes, and there will probably be something at some point. The rarest Wii U game that I own, the rarest would be the New York City exclusive Mario Kart and Hyrule Warriors special editions that are both factory sealed, limited to who knows how many, somewhere between 300 to 700 apiece. So the Mario Bros. Duck Hunt cartridges, what's the plan? So the joking kind of idea, which I'm not necessarily joking about, and I legitimately would do if possible, when we move locations, lay them all out on the floor and then epoxy over it and make the Mario Bros. Duck Hunt cartridges the floor of the store. That's my idea. So we have about 210-ish copies, somewhere around there. So we would need quite a bit more, but I think it would be awesome. How well do PAL games sell? They do not sell very well. If it's a Switch game or a PS4 game, they're region free. That's not a big deal. But for region locked consoles, they do not sell very well, which is why I just sold 2 big lots of them on eBay, and they sold for very cheap prices, in my opinion. Alan's asking if we're planning on doing other conventions. There's no plans at this point. We would love to, but we'd have to go to them as a guest or as a buyer. It wouldn't make sense for us to travel to a different convention because Portland is 10 minutes away from our store. The Portland Retro Gaming Expo, I mean, is 10 minutes away. So if conventions want to invite us out as a guest, then that would be cool, and we could do that. But beyond that, probably not, unfortunately. So many questions coming through, guys. I can't get to all of them. I'm sorry. How close is the game room to completion? It's really, really, really close. The washer and dryer are in the game room because the game room used to be a garage that's been converted. So, what are all these Fs? Oh, I see. The game room is just kind of a mess because we're trying to catch up on getting through all the laundry right now. So that's really the only reason it's not done. How did you and Abby meet? I met Abby because I had a wanted ad on Craigslist for buying video games, and she texted me and said, I have some Nintendo 64 games to sell, and she wanted to like trade them for Ocarina of Time, but they were like terrible games. It was like Namco Museum and Wipeout 64, and I was like, yeah, I don't have a Zelda, sorry, even though I did. And then because she had texted me, my number like showed up in her like Snapchat or something, and she like sent out a selfie to a bunch of people, and I got that, and I was like, do I know you? And then we started talking, and that's how it happened. Did we both lie? Yes. She lied to me. She told me. She said something about that the games were her brother's or something like that, and she doesn't even have a brother. Freaking liar. Is this video going to be on the channel after the stream ends? I assume so. I don't see why it wouldn't be, unless I have to check some certain box. I haven't done a lot of live streams on here, so I don't know for sure, but it should be uploaded as a video afterwards. Adam is sick. Yes, he is. Not going to get into details, but it's not COVID, and it's nothing. It's nothing serious. Have I ever thought about shaving my beard? A little bit, but I like it. I would cut my hair short before I shaved my beard. Um, I don't know. Ever since I was like in middle school, I always liked the way that beards looked, and I always wanted to grow one. And so as soon as I could have facial hair, I at least had something. Um, I would definitely, at some point, probably trim my beard and keep it more nicely kept. But I have no plans to right now. Thoughts on Ragnarok? I don't have any. What's the most amount of trade taken in one day? I couldn't even tell you. In terms of like money paid out, cash or store credit or whatever, it's probably above 5 grand, and that's not usual. Obviously, that's a lot, but you know, when someone brings in a collection full of really good stuff, it gets expensive. Um, but yeah, there's multiple days all the time where we're spending over 1,500 to 2,000 bucks. That happens pretty often, unfortunately. Um, can you make a video of how well employees know the store, and then you make them find specific things? Whoever finds them wins stuff. Not a bad idea. Everything is pretty well organized at the store, so it wouldn't be difficult for any of the employees to find a particular item unless I put it in the wrong spot on purpose. Your early vids creeped me out. No offense. No offense taken. I hate my earlier videos. I was extremely uncomfortable on camera, as you can probably tell. Compare this live stream to the first videos uploaded on this channel. There is a massive difference. I was extremely uncomfortable. And it took until probably starting to do daily videos that I started to get more comfortable. And that was, I don't even know how many years, 5 to 6 years after making videos, did I only start to kind of become comfortable on camera. Um, do I have a favorite Sonic or Legend of Zelda game? The only Sonic game I've beaten is Sonic 2, and I did that recently on Switch Online. Pretty fun. I probably would have said Sonic 2 is my favorite Sonic game before anyway, because it's the only one I really played much. My next door neighbor as a kid had it, so I played with him. Legend of Zelda, though, favorite game is probably Breath of the Wild, but Link's Awakening is a very close second. Where's Homer? He's right here. Come here. Come on. Come here. A little closer. There he is. No, come this way. Here's Homie. Hi. Hi, Mr. Deaf Boy. Homer is deaf now, guys. It's so sad. He's a deaf boy. Mwah. Mwah. He's just gonna lay right here on my leg. He's just gonna be a good boy. There's Homer. Beard straighteners are legit. My beard is not super straight. Do I have a favorite superhero? Not really. I'm not into superhero stuff like at all. If I had to pick, it would probably be Batman. And I have watched a lot of the like early '90s superhero cartoons. I watched a lot when I was a kid. Animated Batman, X-Men, stuff like that. Bring back the Pokemon card openings from your other channel. If you guys don't know, I had a channel called Golden Pokemon where I was doing Pokemon card pack openings, and I was having a lot of fun, but it got way too expensive. I did the math, and I was spending about $13 per video, and I was making $0 in ad revenue because it was a small channel. I got a shout out from Dirium's Pokemon. If you guys are into Pokemon stuff on YouTube, you probably know who that is. And I got like 1,500 to 2,000 subscribers in one day, and that was awesome. But shortly after is when I stopped doing it. um, no, Abby, you pervert. What other hobbies do I have aside from video games? Cooking is one. I do enjoy cooking. Um, Beyond that, I love watching TV shows and TV series. I love drama stuff. Like, just finished watching Blacklist, really good. I love Breaking Bad is amazing. Prison Break, Sons of Anarchy, stuff like that. I really really enjoy. Um, and then Uh, I enjoy, like, doing stuff outside even though we don't very often, but, like, going on hikes and stuff like that, which we wanna do a lot more of, in the future. It's just it's so hard to have the motivation to leave the house on our weekends, and just not just, like, sleep the whole time. Abby, don't make me ban you, you pervert. Better Call Saul is good. Thoughts on Lost? Lost is the first TV series that I watched all the way through, um, and I liked it. Very disappointing ending. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm way more into the realistic dramas than the supernatural style ones. So while I thought Lost was cool, I thought Prison Break, which was the next show I watched, was 5 times better. Bogey made an OnlyFans. Yes, he did. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. The Perm 77, the mystery thing. We talked about that a little bit earlier in this live stream. I have no news on that, unfortunately. Maybe in the future. Who's my favorite Futurama character? Um, that's tough. Fry probably says the funniest stuff on the show. Bender is also pretty funny. And you know, who can forget Zoidberg? Any cartoons I enjoy, like King of the Hill, Simpsons. My favorite of all of the adult animation shows is American Dad. I absolutely love that show. Every character is awesome. My second favorite is Futurama, and a very, very close third is King of the Hill. But I love all of them. I'm not really into like the Adult Swim animation stuff. I think a lot of that, I don't enjoy the humor in it. Um, but like Family Guy, Cleveland Show, The Simpsons, all that stuff I like. I'm not a fan of South Park though, and I never have been. Um, you're asking if I watch Rick and Morty. I do. I like that show as well. Do I like Lorna Shore? Yes, but I had never heard of them. Well, I had heard of them before the new vocalist joined, but I had never really listened to anything. I had just heard the name. But when To the Hellfire came out, that was, obviously incredible. The music, I would say, I'm not really that into. It's kind of generic blackened deathcore, but the vocals are incredible, and Will Ramos is an amazing vocalist. Watch regular show? I have not. Um, I was watching Adventure Time yesterday while I was working on the website stuff. Do I see the last huge physical collection being Switch? No, I think that whatever Nintendo does next there's also going to be a huge focus on physical, um, and I think that they're hopefully they do that for a while to come because like Sony and Microsoft are kind of moving away from physical, and Nintendo doesn't really care about competing with them anyway. So I would hope that they would not join the pack and they would continue with the physical releases and just do that to be a little bit different. I hope. We'll see what happens. What game systems have I collected for? I have collected for all of them, at least at some point, but right now for me it's only Nintendo stuff, PS1, PS2, Sega Dreamcast, and Sega Pico. Did I end up selling the custom amiibo? Yes, I did, and they they only sold for $100 for all 4 of them. But I hope whoever got them enjoys them. Have I ever thought about getting into game development? Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I have a bachelor's degree in game art. I went to Full Sail University in Florida for game design, and I graduated. I worked at Apple, working on the 3D version of Apple Maps before opening the store. And once I opened the store, that's kind of where the game game development aspirations ended. I would not be opposed to working on something in a different way. Obviously, I'm not going to go and be a prop modeler for a video game at this point, but if somebody if somebody was going to make an indie game and they wanted some help with some stuff and maybe like, you know, the Double Jump LLC could be an executive producer or a publisher or something like that, I would very much be interested in doing that at some point, but I have no idea how to go about doing that. Man, it is so freaking hot in this room. I'm gonna open up this window really quick, guys. Homer stepped on his toy. Oh, the top is locked. Who did it? Ugh. Oh my god. It is so cold outside. Oh, web developer Adam, as we call him, because we have an employee Adam, but the guy that built the website's name is Adam. He texted me that he is tracking the chat that's going on the video right now, and anyone that has issues, he is taking care of. And there was a user issue that was reported, and he already fixed it. So that is awesome. He is amazing, guys, by the way. He has been extremely helpful. And if you guys are looking to build a website, it doesn't have to be a web store. If you're looking to build any website, go to our website, scroll down to the bottom. There's a Bauer Tech link. You can go to his website, reach out to him. He is incredible. So obviously, shout out to him. Web developer Adam. So the website went live. Yes, it did. It went live at 2:30 Pacific time earlier today. Are you going to list consoles on the website? I know you don't ship them, but it'd be nice to know the price in store. I don't know how we could have them listed without being for sale because the way that our inventory works, if we have it, if we allow the category to be pushed to the website, it uploads the items. So unless we're going to manually add prices, which do change over time, then it's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. The website there was way too much traffic earlier when it went live, and it was down so much. So, as time goes on, when there's less people trying to access it, it will have less errors. Abby, I will ban you. I'm serious. There's a little bug flying around. I will not twerk. And plus, I wouldn't. If Abby sent me money to do something on stream, it would just be It would just be like we're like her money is my money and my money is her money. So it'd just be like me paying myself. Some people look like they want me to ban her, and some people look like they don't want me to ban her. My son wants to know if you had to choose one system to play for the rest of your life, what would it be? It would be the Switch. Um, Nintendo 64, I always say is my favorite because of nostalgia and because Mario 64 is my number one favorite game, and it's on the 64. But the Switch has Mario 64 now as well. So I think honestly, the Switch is probably my favorite console. It's definitely my favorite console to play. So, any music updates? We just talked about that. I don't know if you can scroll back on a live video, but new album probably late next year or early 2024. Abby could do a live stream Q&A on her channel um, if she wanted to. Um, you guys should all and go subscribe to her channel though. She has one video posted of like her feeding her tarantulas, like a compilation. Um, there's a I don't know if I showed it in the video from earlier today, but there's a hidden about page on the website. If you scroll down to the bottom, there's a little button that says more about. If you click that, it opens up a hidden page that's got headshots of everyone from the store and links to social media. So if you'd like to follow any of the employees on any of the platforms, that is all there for you guys. There's always stuff in the description of the YouTube videos, but there's more on the website. Is Ryan in the chat? I don't think so. Pretty sure the answer to that is no. Post a link for the lazy to Abby's thing. I mean, she's in the chat. Just click on her name. Website looks great. So happy for you guys. Thank you, Remix Monkey. I love the website. I love how it looks. It is such an improvement over the old one. And there's so many new features that we've added that people have requested, both things people have requested and then also things that I've just tried to add myself in the past and could not figure out or could not get to work. The new website is amazing and it's only going to get better. We have a lot more stuff planned. We're going to we already talked about this way earlier in the stream. We've been going for about an hour and a half already, but Monday night we're going to be deleting all of the movies off of the website and then re-uploading them all because and this is way too much to tell you guys the whole process, but essentially I reached out to someone who owns a different inventory software than what we use, and I was able to pay them a large sum of money to give me a Excel spreadsheet of their entire image database. And so we had a folder with over 250,000 images, and it included VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray and PSP UMD movies, which our website did not have photos for those. So through a ton of Google spreadsheets and Microsoft Excel and text edit, find and replace and copy and paste and all this crazy stuff, I got it to work. And when we upload movies now, the majority of them are going to automatically have photos for them. So if we delete those off the website and then re-upload them all, most of them are going to upload with photos this time. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to do that. We're going to do that Monday night. So Tuesday afternoon, there'll be way more photos for all the movies on the website. You want to hear the weird guy voice? Well, he kind of just talks like this. So I don't really know what to say or do, but that's pretty much it. I've been posting the TikToks as YouTube Shorts, and they've been doing incredibly well. I haven't talked about it in the videos yet. I plan to at some point, but we have 3 YouTube Shorts already that have over 50,000 views a piece. And before posting the shorts, we only had like 5 videos on the entire channel with over that amount of views. So it's crazy. We're getting some of these shorts that I'm posting, we're getting 100 subscribers just from that one short video. So my hope is that people will watch the shorts and subscribe for that, and then they'll see one of our vlogs come up in their subscription box and then click on it one time, and hopefully Um, hopefully, they will they'll enjoy what they see. But just from the shorts alone, we have gained over 1,000 new subscribers, which is awesome. What's the weird guy's name? His official name is Jinkler Disney, but there's kind of a running joke in the videos where Adam calls him a different name every time that starts with a J, or at least a J sounding name. Um, so, uh, um, I see that Scott's comment was timed out um, by Derek. Um, I think his comment was directed towards the weird guy, not me personally. So his comment was fine. Um, I don't use TikTok. I don't use TikTok. How do y'all make money on there? Is there an ad program like on YouTube? No. Um, TikTok has a creator fund where they put up one lump sum of money. It's like $100 million or something like that, and they pay you out based on like your views and everything. TikTok money is almost nothing. Um, the reason we do TikTok videos is one because it's fun, but also it's amazing promotion for the store. A lot of people go to our website from our TikTok, and they also come over to YouTube from TikTok. But we have a video on TikTok that has 13.4 million views, and that video has made like $100. It's like nothing. If we had a video on YouTube that had that much, it would be tens of thousands of dollars. So it is what it is. Um, do you combine shipping for multiple orders? We try our best. We have to notice them is the only problem. So when we have, I haven't looked at the orders since I started the live stream. I guess I can do that real quick. But we have a ton of orders. So if if we're just shipping stuff, we might not see that there's somebody with multiple orders. So well, we do our best to, but it's not guaranteed. But if you overpay for shipping, we always refund the difference. We need more Mean Dad. The reason we don't do Mean Dad anymore is because many of the Mean Dad videos were getting banned from TikTok, and it was putting our account in jeopardy of being permanently suspended. So we had to stop doing them. Um, I had an alert on our TikTok that said I can't remember what the exact terminology was, but it was basically like your account is in danger of being suspended, and that notification was there for months, and it's finally gone. But I don't want to risk. I don't. Excuse me. I don't want to risk anything. What happened to the window skins? Nothing. It's a lot of work to try to get that done. Um, Putting them up is not where the work comes from. The work comes from like designing them, which it's just so hard. Because it would have to be perfect. It's like getting a tattoo. It's going to be on the window. It's not 100% permanent, but it's going to be there for a long time. So it has to be absolutely perfect. So we just haven't had time to invest in getting those made just yet. I went to high school with the guy who claims he made several thousand on TikTok. It would depend on how many videos he's made because out of, overall, we have made a couple $1,000s on TikTok, but this is hundreds and hundreds of videos, and this is hundreds of millions of views overall. So, you know, we're averaging like $5 a day out on TikTok. So it's not very much, but it does add up. Um, why is there spanners next to someone's name? What is a spanner? You mean the wrench? Those are admins. So Abby or a moderator, um, if that's what a spanner is. I'm assuming that's like slang from a different country. Um, $5 on TikTok is better than nothing. It definitely is, but even if it was 0, we would still do it because the benefit for the store of just having people go to the website and go to YouTube is worth it right there. Um, have we ever thought about doing a meet and greet at a convention? We get so many few views on our YouTube channel that I don't think anyone would come. Um, yeah, I mean, our main videos average 4,500 to 5,000 views per, and that's not a lot of people when you spread it out across the entire world. So, doing a meet and greet anywhere, there would be maybe 1 or 2 people that would that would come up, and it would just be awkward. Um, any bigger YouTube collabs coming soon? We talked about this earlier, but the only ones that are like confirmed but are not planned yet are with Metal Jesus, with Kelsey from Pinkarilla, and with Retro Rick. And they're confirmed as in like all of these people have said yes, we are going to do it. It's just a matter of planning the time and making it happen. Um, most wanted video game that you're missing from your collection? I really don't have any. Um, all the games that I could ever want to play, I already have. But since I go for complete collections, I make it a point to not be seeking out specific titles so that I don't feel like I need to rush to get anything. I just buy what is a good deal. Um, so that's kind of how I do it. Think we'll see Naven soon. He was cool. He came into the store maybe like a month ago. Didn't film with him or anything, but um, maybe he's still a friend, of course. Um, music again. New album should be early or late next year or early 2024. Retro Rick's new store. Has he reached out to me for any advice? The store is amazing. Obviously, he did not build the store, but he is improving it with the changes he's making. I think that store is gorgeous. That store is life goals, honestly. Um, he did reach out to me before buying the store to ask some questions because we've texted quite a bit. So he did reach out to ask some questions, um, but he didn't have many, honestly. So you know, um, from everything I've seen so far, he's doing a good job. Um, he is in an area that has way less foot traffic than an area like our store, so it's going to be easier for him to do bigger projects and stuff like that. So like our store is so busy, and you don't see that in the videos because we don't really film customers, But there's a video we put up on the channel called like 7.5 hours at a retro video game store or something like that, and it was a time lapse of an entire day. And if you just watch that, you can see like how incredibly busy it gets at the store, and it is like that constantly. That's why we mostly film in the back as well, because there's always customers out front, and it's really hard to film. How did you connect with Jesse to edit the videos? So we talked about getting a videographer for the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and he reached out and said, "Hey, I am a professional. I've been in the industry for 10 years. I will do it for free. I love your videos. It would be awesome. I've gone to PRGE in the past. I will help you out." And I was like, "That's awesome. Let's do it." I just had to pay. I paid for his plane ticket and his hotel and his Ubers and all that kind of stuff, which was not cheap, but it was definitely worth it. And to be honest, he fit in with everyone immediately, and it was so crazy. Like just his personality meshes with everyone really, really well. He also just did an amazing job editing. So, um, I don't know if I want to give too much away, but um, like I have already hired him to edit. He's editing 2 videos a week right now, Monday and Thursday, which go up Tuesday and Friday. But there's a chance that he might be editing every video starting at some point, and he may even physically be in them. And filming them at the store. He does not live here right now, but that might change. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, Thoughts on Pink Gorilla's robbery? It sucks. It's scary. There's another local store, Legendary Games. They just got broken into 2 nights ago, and it sucks. You know, it's kind of like part of being in a retail business, and it really, really sucks. It's scary, and obviously, I would not wish that on anyone. Uh, I can't see the question now, but somebody was asking about like me and Abby getting married. We're going to get married at some point, guys. Um, Everyone always asks. We've been together for such a long time. We're going to be. Um, and I've told Abby this before, but I guess I'll tell you guys because people ask kind of often. Um, when when we do get engaged or get married, I I want it to be perfect for Abby because it is a very big deal, and I want it to be perfect for her. I want it to be exactly how she wants it to be. I want it to be amazing, and I want to make sure that we don't have to worry about the store while we are planning the wedding, going on our honeymoon, doing whatever. So I we're getting closer to, you know, all of our employees being able to run the store without us, and they definitely can. Um, we haven't tried to do like an entire week of just them running it yet. It's been just like a day or two here or there. Um, but I want it to be perfect, and I don't want to have to worry about other stuff while we are doing wedding stuff. So like it just it just has to be the right timing because I don't like I said I don't want to be worried about the store while we're on our honeymoon somewhere. I don't want it to be like that. When will you have kids? I don't know, but it'll be after we're married. We do want to have kids. At least I do. Abby's kind of flip flopped on the idea. Do you ever see yourself getting an NWC cart? The only way we would ever get one is if we found one out in the wild or if someone brought one into our store. There's no way I would ever go out and drop 100 grand on an NES cartridge, especially one that is not technically part of a full set for the library. Um, so after the DJ figures you had made, are there plans for DJ plushies? How do you know about those figures? Um, there have been plans for DJ plushies, and I have had stuff in the works for over a year and a half, but they have to be perfect. I'm not going to put out a derpy looking plush, which is which is what I've seen so far from the manufacturer, and I've been working with them to try to get it to look right. That is kind of the reason why we had the figures made, which I think most people watching this do not know about the figures. We'll talk about those in an actual video soon enough. But I got the 3D ones made so that I could take pictures of that from every angle to send to the manufacturer of the plushies to try to get them to make it look perfect, and they cannot get it right. And it's so hard to try to like tell them what needs to be changed because it's like weird stuff. It's just like the proportions are off. It looks derpy. I don't know how to fix it. Just make it look more like this photo. They have a hard time doing that. So, um, plushies eventually, but just trust me that when we do get plushies made, they're going to be awesome. There's going to be some little cool things about it that I'm not going to give away. You have to wait until we actually announce them. Are you going to make more T-shirts? If so, can you get them in 4X? We will get more T-shirts at some point. We still have a lot left though, so if you want us to get new T-shirts, you guys got to buy the ones we already have because we have so many. But we will get 4X. People have been requesting that. We went up to 3X. The first time, long time ago, we only went up to 2X, I believe. We went up to 3X this time, and we'll go up to 4X this time. Double jump beanies sound really good. We have double jump beanies. You can go buy them on the website right now. There's a double jump merch category that's accessible from the shop page and also on the home page. Bottom left-hand side, there's a little column with all the categories. Would you ever consider shaving your beard in a video if you had a certain number of subscribers? It would have to be something crazy like 100,000. But I'd rather cut my hair than shave my beard. Do you wish you had DJ when you opened the store? Yes. But I like how everything has progressed because the store has just gotten better and better and better and better. And adding our mascot and announcing our mascot and the merch drop we did with him the first time was a lot of fun. And we couldn't have done it in that way if we already had the mascot. So I like how everything has happened, but it would have been probably helpful for brand recognition to have a mascot from the beginning. But it's just something we never thought of, honestly. What's the best and worst thing about having the store? The worst thing is the stress. I get really stressed about stuff sometimes. And it's not necessarily just the store, but it's everything surrounding the store. It's dealing with videos, dealing with the store, dealing with the website, dealing with money, just everything surrounding it, like piling up sometimes. It gets to be a lot. But it's obviously worth it, or else we wouldn't do it. But the best thing is, I mean, being your own boss is one of the best things. It is one of the best things, I think, for for your mental health. You know, if you can hold yourself accountable, and if you can make sure that you're doing what you need to do, because not having to answer to someone else is really, really awesome. But yeah. Will the Ryan shirt ever be available on the website? Probably not, because we did not make those. Somebody made them for us. And there's only 5 in existence, I think. So probably not. Is a hot dog a sandwich? No. A hot dog is not a sandwich in my opinion, unless the hot dog bun has been separated and is 2 separate pieces of bread. Because a sandwich is something between 2 pieces of bread, and a hot dog with a connected bun is not technically 2 pieces of bread. That's only 1 piece of bread, just folded. Did they ever catch the guy that broke in and stole the Game Boy? Yes, they did, like 2 weeks after it happened. What's the most profitable day you've ever had at the store? I honestly don't know. We don't necessarily look at profit margin very much. We can see the total daily sales number, but obviously that's not profit, that's just sales. So I'm not really sure. What was my first job? My first job was freaking MLM, Cutco, doing like trying to sell knife bundles. And to be honest, the knives are really good. They're really high quality, but cold calling people and trying to get friends and family to buy stuff, that's not fun. Don't ever join an MLM. They're all pyramid schemes. It's not worth it. But my first real job was at Apple after I graduated school. I never had a job like, aside from Cutco, I never had a job like in high school or anything. What about an Italian sandwich? You're talking about a sub? I don't know. Is a sub a sandwich? I mean, kinda, but I don't know. Abby has a Steam Deck. Yes, she does. Do you start collecting for the N-Gage set? No. I had some N-Gage stuff and I got rid of it. Not going to be collecting for any other consoles aside from what we already collect for. Unless Nintendo releases a new one, we'll probably collect that, but, you know. Do you have e-gift cards for the website? Just curious about with the holidays. No, I never thought about having e-gift cards for the website. That would probably require some sort of special plugin, which would be probably another charge because it probably wouldn't be a free plugin. All the plugins I've had to pay for this website have been ridiculous. Just for the increased bandwidth and RAM and all the plugin costs and stuff, and then the cost to have the website built, we are multiple thousands of dollars in debt on this website. Um, so yeah, probably won't be paying for any other plugins anytime soon. We need to make some sales first. Um, what was the biggest launch you guys had in the store? I'm assuming you mean for like a video game. The biggest one was Klonoa for Switch. We sold 112 copies in 2 days, which was crazy. Did I go to college? Yes, I did. I went to 3 colleges. I started going to a community college here in Vancouver, and then I switched. I started going to ITT Tech for like 2 months until I realized this school is a scam, which is why they're closed and they've been sued. And then I went to Full Sail University in Florida, and I have a bachelor's degree in game art, which I've unfortunately never used aside from working at Apple for 6 months on a contract position working on the 3D version of Apple Maps. But if you look on the channel, I have a demo reel of some game art that I created in school. You can watch if you'd like. Do I like Enya? Honestly, I've never listened to it. Listened to them. They probably have some songs that I may recognize if I heard them, but off the top of my head, I do not know. Was going to college worth your time? The education that I got for the field that I was going to be going into was incredible. However, based on what I'm doing with my life now, I would have saved a lot more money and time had I not gone to college for what I went for, because it's not really related. Over the years of opening the store, would you go back and change anything to make it easier? If I knew what I knew now from the beginning, there would have been changes I would make, but I don't regret anything we've done with the store. And obviously, whatever we've done has gotten us to where we are now, and I could not be happier with how everything is going. Any hidden employees we don't know about? Nope. No, except for maybe Jesse, who's editing the videos, but I mean, that's not really a secret. He's only doing a couple videos right now. Second store, maybe at some point in the future, but more than likely, instead of a second store, we will move our current location to a bigger spot. But that wouldn't be probably till 2026 unless our videos blow up and we're making a ton off ad revenue. Are you hosting the website on bare metal or a cloud provider like AWS? It is a cloud provider, and I actually just paid this morning for more CPU and RAM to try to embrace for the impact of everyone, charging at the website at once. And it wasn't enough. The website was still having issues. Last I checked, it was still people were getting people still getting errors. But yeah, what will be a new category for the store? I'm assuming you're asking like if we were to move to a bigger location, what I talked about earlier, what would be new categories we get into? It would kind of just be expanding on stuff that we're kind of already doing. So instead of just having the posters, we would also start doing wall scrolls. We would expand our movie section probably because we're trying to focus mainly on horror and anime stuff, but we would probably we'd probably just open it back up to having like just a bigger selection of DVDs because we really only take horror and anime for the most part when people bring in trade-ins. We would probably expand our toy stuff a little bit. The card stuff would definitely be expanded. I have a person in mind to end up hiring if we ever do move to a bigger location and we want to get more into cards and do like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. We have no room for that now, so there's no plans. But if we ever do, I do have a person in mind to hire who worked at another local card shop for a while. But yeah, it would just be stuff like that. We'd get more Gashpon machines. We would probably just expand everything that we're already doing and kind of move into like, slightly adjacent, types of items. We do video game soundtracks on CD and vinyl, but we would probably go back to carrying other like vinyl records and stuff like that. Just whatever I find at thrift stores. I got a couple records on Tuesday from one of our buddies that does repair stuff. There's an AC/DC one in there, which if David doesn't buy it for me, I'll just put it into the inventory system. It'll be on the website. Charles, thanks for the turbo stuff. Awesome, man. I'm glad that they arrived safely. Who's your favorite employee, even though I know who it is? It's Abby, of course. You'll need to. Andrew, you are speaking a different language to me. I'm not a developer. I have no idea what you're saying, unfortunately. Can I get a roll of the DJ tape? No. We made a very hard rule that it is not to be sold or given away or anything like that. Um, Ryan and Jess took a roll home because Ryan just likes to have one of every piece of merch that we make. But I gave it to him with the explicit instructions to not use it to ship packages or anything like that. It's just for him to have. Um, and there really isn't a strong reason for that. I want it to just be our thing, if that makes sense. I don't want anyone else shipping out packages with our tape on it. Is the horror slash anime restriction just for DVD or Blu-ray as well? Mainly just for DVD. Um, and even then, it's not like a hard set rule. Like, if someone brings in Finding Nemo on DVD and they don't want it and it's mixed in with a bunch of other stuff we're already taking, we'll still probably take it. But if someone brings in a stack of comedy DVDs, we're not going to take them. But with Blu-ray, we're willing to take a lot more. What about NECA toy section or any other modern toys? We definitely can. I can order that stuff from our distributors. It just doesn't sell very well, unfortunately, and the prices kind of drop quickly. So a toy that's $30 retail, we have to pay $25 for sometimes, and then 2 weeks later, it's only worth 15 or $20. So then we're going to lose money. If we had a much bigger store where it wouldn't matter if it sat on the shelf for a long time because it wasn't in the way, then I would definitely consider putting more money into that stuff and building up a section like that. And I would love to. Um, yeah. Have you ever thought about selling other formats of music? We did when we first opened the store. We had CDs, cassettes, and vinyl. We also had laser discs and stuff like that, but we needed more room for games and that stuff had to go. If we had a huge store with room for all that, I would definitely start selling it again. Are you going to start selling vintage t-shirts? Most likely no, because I hate looking at clothing at thrift stores. It's books and clothing are the most boring thing for me to look through, and I do not like it. And that was Arya sliding on the table. What are you doing? Do the VHS sell as well as the DVDs? Do they sell as well? I would say yes. Do they sell for as much money? It's hard to say because we probably sell more quantity of DVDs, but the VHS typically, on average, are more expensive just based on the kind of stuff we carry. So it's hard to say. Asking about game night. We haven't done game night in a while. If we do them, we go to Vault and we do it on Tuesdays usually. The last one was maybe like a month and a half ago. We'd love to do them again, and we're gonna start doing them here. Just haven't. Are we interested in selling tech like Walkmans or just video games? We have done that as well. We have a category for electronics in the system. We've put a couple handheld CD players, iPods, stuff like that in them. If we had a much bigger location, I would carry stuff like that because I sell it on eBay and Amazon. The only problem is I can easily sell it on eBay and Amazon. So if I put it into the store's inventory, it's probably going to sell for a little bit less, but it's also going to take way longer to sell and it's going to pile up. So I might put a few things out here and there, but not everything that I come across. But I do like having that stuff in store. I think it's cool to have a variety like that. What games sell the most? So I was looking at the categories the other day of what has sold the most. By far, our number one category is consoles in terms of dollar amount sold, but number two is Switch games, like by a lot. PS2 games is pretty high. GameCube, because we're talking dollar amount, was also pretty high. But Switch games, it was like Switch games were over double PS2 games, which was like, the next category down. So it's pretty crazy. What's up, Tom? Tom's in here. Do Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X on PS2 sell well in your store? They do. They're kind of on the cheaper side too, so that helps because they're I mean they're really popular and good games. Kingdom Hearts is like $10 and Final Fantasy is like 5. Um, have I played Devil May Cry 5 yet? Nope, and I probably never will. Not my type of game, and I'm more of a Nintendo gamer only. I don't have time to play everything. The large Yoshi figure from the bins, I decided to keep that. It's just too cool. What is the worst game I've ever played? I don't know the worst game I've ever played, but the worst one I played recently was Balan Wonderland. Gosh. Pete Dorr was talking about that game, like kind of hyping it up. I'd never seen gameplay or heard anyone else talk about it. And he's like, everyone hates this game, but I thought it was kind of fun. So I wanted to play it, and it was horrible. Funko Pop section soon. Not unless we move to a bigger location and have room for it. And then maybe. But no one at the store is into Funko Pops. So it's kind of hard to get into a category that nobody cares about who works at the store. Um, so maybe, and we can buy a lot of them new from our distributors. We've purchased some Pokemon ones new in the past, and they've sold relatively well. But maybe we'll see. If you guys can get our videos to, if every vlog was getting 20,000 views each instead of the 4 to 5,000 they get now, and it was consistent, we could probably move to a bigger location pretty quick and start improving these aspects of the store and carrying more stuff, which is what I want to do. But it takes a lot of time and effort to build a channel, and that's why I've hired Jesse to start editing videos, because it makes it easier for me to film when I don't have to worry about going home and editing every single night. And it's been such a relief, such a stress off my shoulders, especially on Monday, we stay late to film TikToks, and then it's like I still got to go home and edit the video. But if he's editing, I don't have to worry about that, and it's so amazing. Will you ever go on tour with Monotheist? I have. We've done. I think I've gone on 2 tours with the band, and they did one without me because it was a tour while the store was opening for the first time. There will be more tours in the future for sure. What about Asia goodies like snacks and drinks? We already have those. Some of the snacks are available on our website as well. We don't want to ship the drinks, but because like the ramen and stuff come in glass bottles, but we already do carry them. We have a wholesale account with a place called Asian Food Grocer, and yeah, probably not going to sell like I can get like packets of ramen from them and stuff like that. Probably not going to sell those in the store. Maybe if we had a huge store and we could just have a small section of like cool Japanese snacks, we might do that. But for now, it's restricted to just like candy and drinks, really. Do you do Employee of the Month, and who would get this month? We don't do Employee of the Month because everyone is invaluable, and I don't want to make anyone feel like they're lesser than their coworkers. But for this month, it would be web developer Adam for building the website because it's just been incredible. He's been a huge help. He's super smart, and he's really good at what he does. This person really wants me to listen to Enya. I will check it out tonight. Is there any kind of pie at Thanksgiving you can't have just one slice of? I like most pies. My favorites though would be pumpkin pie, and then I really love banana cream pie and like chocolate cream pie and stuff like that. I'm not as big into like cherry pie or stuff like that. But pumpkin pie is really freaking good, and I want some right now. Hey Abby, if you're still watching this, will you stop and get a pumpkin pie on your way home? Because I want some. Come tour Canada, play with my cousin's band, Engage the Threat. We have toured in Canada. We were in Montreal and Toronto and a couple other places, and there was like 4 feet of snow outside. It was crazy. We got stuck in a hotel and had to miss a show because we couldn't get to a place. Crunchy says the new website looks awesome. Thank you, Crunchy. I agree. I love the website. I'm so happy with how it turned out. And it's not done. We're going to continue to improve it. Game Junkie CA, do I remember your son doing a trade-in video? I do remember that, and it was freaking adorable. If anyone wants to go watch Game Junkie CA, I think you could probably click on his name and go to the profile. But um, him and his son watched the videos, and he wanted to do like a reenactment of a trade-in, and it was adorable. You should definitely go watch it. Pikmin pie. I don't want to eat Pikmin. I feel like they would have the consistency of a slug, and nobody wants to eat a slug. Do you know of anyone that's trying for a seal collection? I assume you mean sealed collection. And I don't know anyone in person who's really going after many sealed games. I personally am trying to eventually finish a sealed set of Wii U games with the intention to then sell it as a full factory sealed set. I'm not going out of my way to get the games. It's just if they happen to be traded into the store sealed and I don't have it, I'll add it to my collection. But if I reach that goal and I have the full set sealed, I'll have to replace any copies I don't have opened with opened copies before I sell them because I don't want to break up my complete set. And some games I only have sealed right now. What country do you want to do some game hunting in? Honestly, I don't know how I'd feel about going just as far as like safety and stuff, but game hunting in Mexico or in like Venezuela or Panama, places around there where they have NTSC games. They're the same games that are released in the US, but they're really cheap. I would love to go there, but obviously the number one choice would be Japan. And Abby and I will go to Japan at some point. I promise you that. Is the Best Buy credit transfer short based on a real customer? It is not. People think that we're always making fun of customers in our TikToks and our YouTube Shorts, and we're not. The majority of the stuff, it's based on stereotypes that are just kind of understood in the retail community, but very few of them are based on actual interactions we've had or actual customers or people. There's been very, very few. Most of them we're just coming up with things that we think would be funny, and honestly, most of them are not planned. We might have a basic idea of like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and we start filming. But most of the time, there's never been a script for a video. They're all off the top of our heads, um, which is why we end up laughing in some of the videos, and we cut it when we start laughing because like Adam will say something or I will say something, and the other person does not know what they're about to say, and sometimes it's too funny, and we get caught off guard and we start laughing. And I love that about the videos because they're all skits. They're all sketches. They're all skits. People always like to comment staged or fake or something. And I think that's so funny. I like to reply to them and say like, "Oh, we got a Sherlock over here. Like, you cracked the code. I can't believe you. Can't believe you figured it out." Like, we're not trying to fool anyone into thinking that they're real. And if anyone clicked on our page, they would obviously see that. But I like that they're kind of off the top of our heads and funny. Josh says that Ben says hi. Hi, Ben. If you guys remember the PRGE videos, Ben, the little guy who was in the wheelchair, he is incredible. He loves watching the videos, and it was so awesome to meet him and his parents. They were so incredibly nice, and man, I have rewatched those PRGE videos multiple times because I just love the way that they came out. And every time that Ben and his family comes up on the screen, I'm not exaggerating. I literally tear up every single time. And it's incredible. What is the worst situation you had dealing with a trade-in? We haven't had too many, honestly. Every now and then people will turn down our offers and it's fine. No one's ever really gotten super mad. The worst, I'll tell you guys this story, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in a vlog when it happened, but we had a guy who I would have called a regular. He would come into the store and he was always kind of a jerk. He was, a little misogynistic, a little borderline racist almost, I guess you could say, but not overtly to the point where we were like going to kick him out for it. But he was just kind of a dick. And and he came in one time and he's like, "Hey, I haven't had a job for a while and I'm trying to find a job, but I need rent money. I want to sell you all these Xbox 360 games." but I want to come back and get them once I get my tax return. And I was like, this is something we would never do because, basically running as a pawn shop at that point, which we are licensed to be a pawn shop. Um, in Vancouver, in the city limits of Vancouver, we have to have a secondhand dealer's permit, which is the same thing a pawn shop is required to have. So we technically could be a pawn shop. We don't have a pawn license, which I guess you'd also have to have, but we have to follow a lot of the same rules that pawn shops in our area do. But we don't ever really do that because we don't want to accidentally misplace someone's stuff while we're holding it for them or whatever. But he was kind of a regular, and I agreed to do it to help him out. And then he came in a couple times after that, and I thought that he was going to be coming in to like make payments on it or pick it back up or whatever. And he would come in and just like buy a movie or something. And it was, I was kind of put off by that, but at the same time, I was like, whatever. And then he came in another time, and I was like, "Hey, are you here to pick up your Xbox game?" And then he's like, "No, you're just gonna have to keep them because I'm here to sell you my console." And that kind of pissed me off because those Xbox 360 games we would not have taken if I knew he was not going to come back and pick them up. They were mostly filler titles. They're, games we priced for 299, and that's kind of stuff that we don't normally take. We don't normally buy a giant stack of $3 Xbox 360 games. We take them in, but usually it's if it's part of a bundle or it's with a console or something like that. And so we wouldn't have taken those games in, but we did to help this guy out. And his Xbox ended up having some issues. And it still worked, but like we're extra picky with condition on stuff. So if the disc tray gets stuck and you have to smack it to open it, we're not going to take it. Maybe it's an easy fix, but we don't have time to mess with that kind of stuff. So we were telling him we have to pass on the console, but we would take the other stuff he had, and he like got super pissed off, and he's like, just like being a complete douchebag, which is what Adam said to his face, and he did not like that. And honestly, Adam should not have said that. And Adam apologized to us after the fact and said, "I shouldn't have said that. He was angry." Um, but I essentially told this guy because he was becoming just a complete asshole. I said, "Hey, you got to leave. Take your stuff and leave." And he's like, "Fine, whatever." Blah blah blah. And he walks out, and then he's out of the store for like 30 seconds, and there's other customers in the store like looking around, being like, "What the hell's wrong with this guy?" And then he pops his head back in the door and he's like, "Hey, you know what, Cooper? You can just have it for free." And he takes the shopping bag with the Xbox and throws it into the store, and it just hits the ground and like breaks into a million pieces. And everyone in the store, all the customers in the store, are like, what the heck is wrong with this crazy guy? And it was just the most ridiculous thing. Like, it was a grown man literally throwing a temper tantrum and breaking his toys because he didn't get his way. That was the most ridiculous thing we've ever dealt with. And he left us like a negative Yelp review, and you can go in and read like what he said, compare it to my story, compare it to my replies there, and like you can just see how unhinged that guy is. He was crazy. That'd be crazy content for a video. I did put that in a video. Um, at least the clip of him throwing the Xbox back, because that's really the only part that is exciting to look at. Because the rest of it, it's just people talking, and there's no, we can't, we can't record audio. So the end part was the only good part. I don't remember what the video was called. Let me see if I can find it real quick, and then I can post it in the chat for you guys. I don't normally drink energy drinks, but I've had to have these over this weekend here to help me stay awake to work on the website. I'm assuming the word crazy was in the title, so I'm gonna search for that. And oh god, we use the word crazy a lot. um, I don't see it. This one says we kicked out a sketchy guy while we got crazy trades. I don't think that's it though. Yeah, I'm not sure what the video is called. You'll have to search. If anyone else finds it, please post it in the chat here. But yeah, John, do not worry about me drinking monsters. I never drink them. Ryan or Kyle, I mean, Kyle drinks at least one a day, but um, I have maybe had 15 or 20 in my entire life, and I'm freaking 32. Am I 32? Yeah, I'm 32. Um, I rarely ever drink them, and I actually don't even drink soda very often anymore. I'm trying to cut down on that. Um, I'll maybe have like a couple sodas a week, maybe. Um, but then I'll go 3 weeks without having any. So um, everything's okay in moderation, I suppose. I do not drink coffee. I actually hate the taste of coffee. I hate the taste of mocha, espresso, whatever. I don't like anything that's coffee flavored. I can't stand it. Woohoo, Jesse hired? Yes, we're not talking about Ryan's girlfriend, Jesse. We're talking about the Jesse that edited our PRGE videos. Um, but yeah, he's doing an amazing job. Do you own Kuon for PS2? I do. Um, I own most of the expensive PS2 games. I definitely own the top like 5 most expensive. There's probably some $100 plus games I'm still missing, but I think I have most of them. Hate coffee, you're anti Portland. Um, Seattle is more of the coffee city. But yeah, I can't stand coffee. I hate the smell of it. What's my opinion of Aaron Kosharski? I don't really have a strong opinion on him, honestly. I met him. I went to his store. I bought some stuff from him. We filmed a video together. Um, I He was nice in person. I feel like he's definitely got some issues, and I kind of feel bad for the guy. People love to troll on him, really really hard, and like I get it. He kind of plays into it and stuff. Um, I kind of feel bad for him, honestly. But he was a nice guy when I met him. Um, how do I feel about not winning Shadow Man? I didn't expect to win it. Um, I wish that I had the game, but it was probably not the best time to be dropping 3 grand on a game since I had just dropped 3 grand on that Rampage that I bought from Finn Gamer. Um, yeah, with the website being down for a month and a half, probably shouldn't be buying that many $3,000 games. It is crazy that I was the second top bidder on that. What's really crazy is that guy that had it posted. He originally posted it for $20,000 or best offer, and I offered $3,000, and he countered at 12, and then he took it down and posted it as an auction, and it sold for 3,100. So if he would have just sold it to me for the 3 grand 2 weeks earlier, he would have had almost the same amount of money, but 2 weeks earlier. You should have humongous Black Friday sale bigger than anything in history. Well, we are planning on doing a Black Friday sale, and I know this doesn't affect anyone who's not local, but we are going to have 2 PS5s for our Black Friday sale. Best Buy put them up earlier online, and Adam bought one, and I bought one, and I'm supposed to be picking them up from Best Buy on the 23rd, and we're going to be making bundles with them. So we're going to have 2 available, and hopefully it brings people into the store because we're not going to be making any money on these. It's just going to be just to have them for Black Friday and to get people to come in. But we're going to bundle them probably each with a second controller and probably like a game or two. But it'll be cool. Bearded Movie Collector. He knows where more are locally. That's David. If you guys didn't know, I think I know where you're saying that where you know that they are, David. And I don't know how many more I can afford to buy right now because we already bought 2. But the PRGE videos were awesome. I loved how they came out. Make sure that I bring Adam when I pick up the PS5. I don't need to because he put my name. You can change the name of who's picking up, um, first and last name. So as long as they do that, which he's already done, um, then I'm allowed to pick it up. I just have to show ID and stuff. Is the Madeline toy drive coming soon? Yes. Oh, you're gonna come down and donate plushies again? That would be awesome. Could you possibly be part of the vlog when it happens? 100%. Yes, you can. I did get an email from Madeline. I don't know if it's Madeline or Madeline because I've only really talked through email with her, but she said that she's gonna be dropping off the donation boxes sometime after Thanksgiving. So so yeah, we're gonna be doing that again, and hopefully she continues to do it. She's still in high school, and I don't know if she's gonna do it after she graduates, but hopefully she does because it's a lot of fun. And with your donation, Matthew, we crushed it. I think we donated more toys than any other place, and because you brought so much stuff, and that was really really awesome, and we really really appreciate that. So we will be doing the toy drive again, just for anyone else watching. If you're local in store, you can either buy toys at the store and put them in the box, or you can bring toys in that you already bought and put them in. The only requirement is that they do have to be new. They're not taking any pre-owned toys. And then for anyone on the website as well, you can buy a toy, and if you don't want the toy yourself, you can put in the notes of your order that it's for the toy drive, and we'll put it in there for you. We'll talk about that more when we actually have the boxes, but you know, that's coming. Does the website accept PayPal? Yes, of course. Craziest thing traded into the store? I honestly can't remember, but I have a Ken Griffey Nintendo baseball signed by him. That's like a giveaway from a Nintendo Power Contest. That's pretty cool. That was traded in. Six 6 XL Home Depot boxes worth of plushies to donate. Where are you getting these? I'm just curious. But that is awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you. What was your favorite garage sale video game find in the past? I found a Power Blade 2 at a garage sale for like $1, and then I sold it for like 380. That was pretty cool. Um, that was a long time ago though. How much would you offer for 40 copies of Anthem? $20, 50 cents a piece. Man, it's getting kind of cold in here now. I'm gonna close this window. Have I watched any of the newer Star Wars movies after I watched all the other ones? We watched all of them that were out at the time with Ryan and Jess, and they're all pretty good. Ugh. You get the plushies from round one and Dave and Buster's. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Why don't you sell game consoles online? So everyone asks about this all the time. So the reasons that we do not sell the consoles online, and things have kind of changed a little bit. We do sell some consoles on the website, just not everything. And the number one reason, is that if we put Nintendo 64s or Super Nintendos or GameCubes or Wii's or PS2s on our website, I can guarantee you they would all sell to people that are not local, and we would never have them in stock for our local customers. And people will make the argument that, well, a sale is a sale. Why does it matter? It matters because having inventory at your store is the most important thing for a retro video game store. You have to have good inventory because that's why people come in. If you don't have anything, no one's going to come in, and if they do, they're never going to want to trade their stuff in and take store credit because there's nothing that they can get with it. So it's extremely important to have them in stock at all times. And because here's the example that I like to give. Jack, I see your question. I'll get to that in a second here. I just want to finish answering this one. I know you've posted it a couple times now. If a customer comes into the store and they say, "Hey, I want to get a Nintendo 64, I want to get 4 controllers, and I want to get GoldenEye. My friends are coming over this weekend. We're gonna play GoldenEye." And then normally we will have that entire bundle, and that's a good bundle to sell. That's expensive. And then they might pick out a couple other games. They might pick out an HDMI converter, whatever. But if they come in and I say, "Hey, we have all the stuff that you want, except we don't have the console. You have to get that somewhere else." They're not going to buy the game from me. They're not going to buy the controllers from me. They're not going to buy anything from me because they don't have a console to play it on yet. So they're going to be like, okay, well, maybe we'll come back for the game. They're going to go to a different game store. They're going to find the console there, and they're just going to buy all the other stuff there because it's not worth their time to drive back to our store just to get the game when they could get everything at one spot. So it's incredibly important to have stuff in stock. And just with the amount of online customers we have, I know that those things would sell out, and we need them. We just need them for in store. Uh, there's a very small portion of it is that we don't like shipping consoles because if they get damaged or broken, we are not only out the console and the money from selling it, but shipping both ways on a console is expensive compared to shipping a video game both ways. So that's like 1% of it. 99% is that we need them for in stock. We need them for in store sales. But there are some consoles that are on the website, and the Retron consoles we sell new because we can buy them wholesale from Hyperkin, and then also like really really expensive stuff or really obscure stuff we have on the website because if those sell out, it doesn't matter. People aren't coming into the store clamoring for a turbo CD, or something like that. So that kind of stuff we do put on the website sometimes, but the standard consoles and handhelds are in store only. Long explanation, but I hope it makes sense. Let me scroll back up to that one. There's a copy of Kingdom Under Fire Heroes on OG Xbox listed for $50K on eBay. I don't have to look that up. Even if it is a prototype, it's not worth anywhere near $50K. No way. A prototype of like Halo would not be worth $50K. That's a ridiculous price. Yeah, and that's not like a AAA super well-loved popular franchise. Yeah, there's no way. What's the most traded in retro system? Nintendo Wii, by far. We get those more often than anything else. We also have a ton of N64s right now. We're actually low on GameCubes and Super Nintendos and PS2s. But my buddy Nathan has 60 PS2s that he has offered to sell or trade to me that he got. He bought out the old remnants of an old closed down game store in his town. So he has 60 PS2s and a bunch of GameCubes that I'm hopefully going to be getting from him. How much stock of one console did you take before turning it away? It depends on the console because Nintendo 64s, we're never going to turn them away. It doesn't matter how many we have. But 360s and PS3s, we like to have between 5 to 10 of each. But we will more often turn away consoles for condition over how many we have. If it's a beautiful looking console and it works perfectly, we're more willing to take it. But if it's dirty, if it looks all gross, if the controller has sticky buttons, if the tray is sticking or it's missing a port cover, we just turn that stuff away. We don't care if it works or not. We are very picky with condition on stuff like that. I'm hoping to get one of the Wonder Swans from you guys next month. We do have the Complete in Box Final Fantasy Wonder Swan bundles listed on the website. So those are available. We have other Wonder Swans that are available in store only, but those bundles are on the website. Have you looked into cheaper shipping to Canada? Unfortunately, there really isn't a cheaper option for us. USPS tends to be the cheapest, and our shipping for international orders is calculated based on the weight and the size of the items in your cart. Every now and then, people will order from Canada, and it'll charge them like $27 roughly for shipping, but then it only costs us $14 to ship. So we refund the difference, obviously, but when you're making an order, you don't know if you're going to get a refund for shipping, and we don't know until we go to actually ship the item. If it ends up being cheaper, we always refund the difference, but we don't know that it's cheaper until we go to ship it. So, I wish that we could make international shipping cheaper, but it is expensive. It just is what it is, unfortunately. Blue warrior or green archer? I don't know what that is. If I had the opportunity to get my first game collection back, would I take it? That depends. Would I have to pay for it back and replace my current collection? Because my current collection is better than my previous collection at this point. I would keep my previous collection over the first one, but if I could get the previous one back for the same amount of money I sold it for, or even for more money, I would definitely do it because there are a couple items that I don't know if I'm going to be able to get again. Complete in box Hagane, complete in box Wild Guns. Some of the kiosks and signs that I had, I have not been able to find again. You want to see gameplay of the Legendary Wings prototype? At some point, I definitely can do that. And if there's anyone who can point me to a place to maybe get the ROM dumped, I don't know if it is or not. I have two prototypes. I have a Pac-Man one as well, which I'm pretty sure was just a final build. So I don't think that one needs to be dumped. But the Legendary Wings one, I'm not sure. Maybe. Do I see a downturn in prices for NES and Super Nintendo, like before the pandemic? Yes, definitely. A lot of stuff is going down, but it's going down slowly. And the stuff that's going down in price is the stuff that makes sense to go down in price. The rare games, like the actual rare stuff, is not going down in price. If anything, it's continuing to rise. But the stuff that kind of got inflated for no reason is coming back down. You're asking about that box protector review video. I don't know if that place is still around. They were from the UK, so I never actually made an order from them outside of what they just sent me for review because shipping was expensive. The protectors were awesome. They were like 4 times thicker than the regular ones, but just the shipping killed it for me being in the US. Double Jump TCG store when once our YouTube videos are getting 20,000 views per vlog and we're making $500 per video we upload, then we'll probably have a TCG section of a bigger Double Jump store. Can you get wholesale from limited run games or super rare? I do have wholesale accounts with both of them. The only problem with limited run is that their discount price is like literally 2%. I think they raised it to, it's like 5% off the retail cost, and some stuff it is 0%. And they have a restriction in their contract that you cannot sell their games online for 6 months after it's released. And as you guys know, our website is automatically linked to our inventory. So if we put a limited run game into our system, it's going to upload it to the website automatically. We'd have to create a separate category that didn't go on the website or manually remove them. And it's just too much of a headache. And I don't really want to deal with that for 5%. Super rare games, they are not based in the United States, so shipping is very expensive, and they have limits. They have minimums to order. You have to order, I think, 20 to 25 copies of each game. We've only done one order from them, which is why we have so many copies of Between the Gardens Between Collector's Edition and whatever the other games are we got from them a long time ago. We still have copies of those left. Have I watched new Transformers? Nope, I've never seen any Transformers movie. Do you sell conventions outside of PRGE? There was some other smaller ones locally, but other than that, no. Silent Hill games are still inflated? They definitely are. Silent Hill is way too common to be a $150 PS2 game. Those games should be like $50, $60 tops. Are you concerned the way physical games are going these days with part of the game or very little data on it? Not really. Like, because we sell so much other stuff, and I think that is a good thing. If obviously video games are the main thing for us, and it's the biggest category in terms of quantity and dollar amount, like sales and everything. But even if video games went digital only and people stopped collecting, there is still a market for other stuff that we can sell. And just expanding what we're selling now and building up the audience for it is only going to help if that ever does happen in the future, because Pokemon has been digital for a long time and the cards are still as popular as ever. Those are not, no one's going to just stop caring about physical Pokemon cards, or or magic cards or whatever, or plushies or toys or collectibles. So in the very worst case scenario, if no one cared about video games, we could still sell the other stuff. And obviously it wouldn't be for as much, but I'm not really worried about it. It's so far off in the future. Um, yeah, I just don't care. Or I'm not worried about it. I care. I'm just not worried about it. What's the most expensive game you've ever sold? Probably my VGA graded Majora's Mask factory sealed I had, um, or the graded Mario Bros. 3 that I had. I don't remember the exact sale prices, but over they're over 3 grand a piece. I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to remember. Do I think Sony and Microsoft will stop making physical games? I think that they will be the. I think Microsoft will be the first one to stop. But yeah, I think they're going to stop at some point. Um, have you ever thought about selling Gundam Zoids or Pokemon model kits? We actually have some of all of them in stock right now on the website, but they do not sell. So until they start selling, I can't justify putting more money into them. The Pokemon ones are a lot easier to sell than the other ones for us, because people that are not even into model kits will still buy the Pokemon ones. But if given one game right now, like via a wish, to fill out your collection, but not for value, but just to have, what would it be? For me, it would have to be something that is unattainable otherwise, because I either can't ever find it or I wouldn't spend the money. And for me, that would probably be something like a complete in box stadium events, or an NWC Gold, or something like that. Just because pretty much any other game, I have the opportunity to get if I really want to. But those, I mean, no, there's no possible way. Would we ever deal in statues that are worth a few grand? I have honestly considered that, but space is the issue. From one of our distributors, I can buy life-size Batman statues and life-size Jokers and Spider-Mans and Darth Vaders and stuff like that, but we have nowhere to put them. If we had a gigantic store, I would definitely consider it. Would you rather have a complete PS1 library or PS2? If I got to choose and just pick one to appear, it'd be PS1, because PS1 stuff is much harder to find. PS2, the library is bigger, but PS2 games are way easier to come across. So I uh, definitely pick PS1. Did we ever find a buyer for the old lady's Pokemon Red? Unfortunately, no. Um, it really, really sucks, but I think that they waited too long to sell, and the prices have tanked. And the amount that they want for it, I think, is way too high, and I don't think that they're going to get anywhere near that. And I don't think that they're not going to be willing to settle for less. So I think that they're going to be holding on to that for quite some time. And maybe the prices will go back up in the future. Who knows? But I really think that they missed out on selling that. Question about the PS5 giveaway updates. I mean, what update is there to give? We haven't hit 40K yet, so we are not giving it away yet. Once we hit 40K, we will. Do I have any other expensive hobbies aside from video game collecting? I do not. The only other thing that we really spend any meaningful amount of money on is like food, I guess. I really like food. I will buy, high quality steaks and stuff like that. I love cooking in our sous vide. When it's nicer out, I'll be using my smoker more. But yeah, I mean, other than that, not really. Ugh, I need to sit back. My back is hurting from leaning forward. I'm pretty hungry right now. I might have to end this thing soon so I can eat. I've been working on the website all day until it launched, and then that's literally all I've done. I've had like a little bit of beef jerky today, and that's it. Beef jerky and Monster. What a good, healthy breakfast. How many Neo Geo AES games have we gotten in at the store, and how many do I have in my collection? I have 0 in my collection, and we've gotten in less than 15, and I think we still have a few in stock. Would I ever drop a fart on someone at work and run away? No. Everyone at the store is like family, but I don't think we're on the fart on each other level of comfortability. Except for me and Abby. I would definitely fart on Abby, but no one else at the store. Especially not Kyle. He would be very offended. He would be really mad. Uh, as a store owner, did the collecting habits change? I know you trimmed some of your collection, but I'm thinking more in trimming even more, keeping high ticket items and selling filler. Um, I didn't trim the collection because of the store. I trimmed the collection because of space and because of just general interest. I would rather I like Nintendo a lot more than Atari and Sega and stuff like an Xbox. So if I don't have the space for everything, I'd rather make room for the Nintendo stuff. Excuse me. So that's why I got rid of some stuff. But I would say that my collecting habits beyond that have not really changed a whole lot, other than I'm less into collecting the random stuff like figures and little candy tins and plushies and stuff like that. Now that I have the store and like we'll order a wholesale box of like the bullet bill candy things, in my collection before I might have had one because I thought it was really cool, and I might even try to get the little display box from the game store to put on display in my game room, and I always thought that was kind of cool. But now that we can order those wholesale, I'm not really into the idea of having them in my game room because they're for me now, they're so common and like we go through them all the time. It's not as interesting on that kind of stuff. But in terms of like games and accessories and consoles, my collecting has not really changed on that front. Um, any sit cooker videos planned? Not really, unfortunately. I would like to, but just don't really have time. If you could get a bigger store location for 1 to 2K more, would you move? And when I say bigger, you have to at least 50% more room. So our lease is not up until 2026. If if we can, I would love to move to a spot that has at least twice the amount of space. Um, it would cost way more than 1 to 2,000 more though to get that. To get a spot that's twice the size, you're looking at roughly double the cost. Which I'm not going to go into specifics and tell you how much our bills are, but it's a lot more than 1 to 2K a month in rent. Even for what we have now, it's a lot more than that. So to double that, it would be crazy. You should sell the beef jerky in the store. I have honestly thought about that. I've honestly thought about talking to the owners at Butcher Boys and being like, "Hey, can you like prepackage this stuff and like make a sticker with the nutritional facts or whatever, and let me buy it wholesale and we'll sell it in the store." I've honestly thought about doing that, especially since we have the cooler. I seriously have thought about it. What do you think about DK Oldies? I think that they have a crazy business model that works for them. I think their prices are terrible, but I understand why people buy their stuff. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but that's what I think about that. Do you think you might expand to other types of business? That is the plan, eventually, but we'll see what happens. Laundromat, love to have one. Car wash, love to have one. Rental properties, probably what would happen before anything else. We're gonna try to buy the duplex that my parents live in, um, so I can charge them nothing. That's my goal. My parents took care of me forever and never charged me rent after I turned 18 or anything like that. Never made me get a job to help with bills. I would love to repay and I love my parents obviously, but I'd love to repay the favor to them and make it so that they didn't have to worry about their living situation ever again. So we're trying to buy the duplex, and the people that own it want to sell it to me and Abby. We haven't talked about this at all online anywhere, but Um, we're gonna do our best to make that happen. We got a super chat from uh, is it Andres? Andres, thank you so much. He says, I'm from Texas. I have 29 PS2, PS3, PS4, PS2 game console and some toys. Are y'all accepting buying mainly mail-in trades at the moment? Um, yes and no. If you'd like to email us pictures or a list at doublejumpvideogames@yahoo.com, we can definitely take a look. The only thing is that for mail-in trades, and this is kind of always just how it is, we're a little picky. So like a stack of PS3 games, we're probably not too interested in unless it's all harder to find stuff, RPGs, or like not dirt cheap popular stuff. So like Ratchet and Clanks and like, Orange Box and Spider-Man games and stuff like that, yes, but if it's like Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Madden, stuff like that, we're probably not interested. But anyone who wants to sell their stuff, they're always free to email us. We do have a hard time replying to emails in a timely manner, so take that into account that it might take a while for us to get back to you. So obviously it's not the best situation, but we're just we're so busy it's hard to find time to reply to emails. But we can always take a look and let you know if we are or are not interested in something. Favorite cut of beef, ribeye, by far, and Wagyu. Um, I've never had Japanese Wagyu. The ones that we've gotten, Chuck's Produce locally here has some, and it's like a snake. What is it, like Snake River Farms or something like that? They have a Wagyu that's pretty good, but ribeye for sure. I really really like. I like tri-tip a lot as well. I think it's really really good. Um, have I ever tried the Enjoy brand of beef jerky? Say it's really good. I don't know if I've ever tried that one or not, but the place Butcher Boys is an actual butcher place locally that we get the beef jerky from. It is the best beef jerky I've ever tried by far. It's very expensive, but man, it is so good. Tom, are you saying you might be able to help with emails? That is not a bad idea. We can definitely talk about that. Um, Thank you, L Dog Nasty. What was my first inspiration to start looking for games back in the day? Um, so I've talked about this in a couple videos before, but basically, I was cleaning my room one day. I was in high school, and I found like an old Sega Genesis in my room, and I to this day I have no idea where I got that because I never had a Genesis growing up. I must have gotten it from like a garage sale or something. I have no idea. But I found that when I cleaned my room, and I was like, I don't need this. It was just a console, no controllers, no cables, no games, just a console. And I was like, hey, I can probably sell this. So I looked on Craigslist for people who were looking for video games. There was a wanted ad section, and I saw someone who was looking to buy stuff, and I contacted them. I was like, hey, I've got this Sega Genesis, and they're like, okay, cool. I'll come to your house. I'll pick it up. And I learned that the person that came to pick it up, they had a video game store in Portland called I think it was called Game Junkies, and it was more of like a pawn shop that turned into a game store. But they came and bought it, and I was like, man, that was so easy. They came to me and paid me cash, and I was like, where can I get more games? And I thought thrift stores. So I started going to Goodwills and to Salvation Army and Value Village, and I was buying video game stuff because back then, this is 2007, 2008. I would find Super Nintendo, N64, NES. I'd find those every single time I went, and I would buy them for like a dollar or two. And prices were super cheap back then, but I would find Donkey Kong 64 for $1.99, and I would sell it to them for $8, $7, whatever. So I was doing that, and like every week they'd come to my house and buy a bunch of stuff. I'd make a couple $100. I would use that money to go back to the Goodwills, and just I kept building it. And then eventually I was like, I wonder if anyone else is like doing this. And so I looked on YouTube for like Goodwill hauls, and I found a channel called Green January, which I was watching, and he was doing pickup videos from Goodwill, and he was not only buying video game stuff, but he was getting toys, like Disney collectible type stuff. And I was like, man, that's kind of cool. And so I was like, I never thought about collecting this kind of stuff. I was just getting it to sell it. And so that's when I got interested in collecting because I saw how he was displaying stuff and I was like, that's kind of cool. So that's how I got into it. And it just grew from there. Are you or any of the other people watching anime? I am not really into anime. Um, every single other person at the store, well, I don't know about Adam, but Ariel, Abby, Kyle, and Ryan all watch anime. Kyle's been telling me to watch Chainsaw Man. He's trying to tell everyone to watch that. Um, but yeah, I'm not really into anime. I'm not against anime. I've enjoyed a few things I've seen, but I just don't have time. Favorite Monster Energy drink flavor? I've only tried two. I've tried the original one, and then some like blue can one that was all they had at Vault when we went one time, and it was like a sugar-free one. I did not like that one. I thought that one was horrible. I think this one's okay. To me, it tastes like electrified Sprite. That's what I always call it. Oh, Tom, you're talking about the duplex. The the people that have the duplex, they do not want to go through a realtor. Um, so I don't know how it's all gonna work. We're still months and months away from doing anything with that because unfortunately the guy who owned it passed away recently, and it's his kids that are now inheriting the property, and they want to sell it. But I've already talked to them. They're like, we want to sell it to you. My parents have been living in that house for 34 years, so they've been renting the duplex for 34 years. They've only ever lived there since then, and they've been renting for so long. They've probably paid the property over 5 times by now. I want to buy it and charge them absolutely nothing to live there so that they can save money. My dad is semi-retired already, but he has to keep working. My mom is like my mom's disabled, but she doesn't get disability. So charging them nothing would be amazing, and I really hope that we can make that happen, and then just, rent out the other side of the duplex and have that help to pay the mortgage, but, um, yeah, we'll see what happens. Um, if you can get the beef jerky and sell it online, I'd buy it. I bet people would. I don't know, it has to be refrigerated, that's the only problem. Um, and I don't know why it has to be refrigerated. Obviously, there's less preservatives in it than, like, another kind of beef jerky, so it's not the shelf life is not super, super long on it. But bro, you are still streaming. Are you tired? I am dead tired. You can probably see it like under my eyes. I'm so tired, guys, but I'm having a lot of fun doing this. So we'll probably go for a little bit longer. We've been going for 2 hours and 47 minutes. I'll probably cut it off at 3 hours because I need to eat something. Do you ever go to stores and buy their clearance to resell? Um, I only see clearance at like big box stores, so I'm assuming you're not talking about like going and buying clearance from Pinkarilla. You're talking about going to like Walmart or something. And every now and then, if I happen to see something, but I see people post on Facebook all the time about like, oh, this game at Walmart was marked down to $1 or something. I never bother to try to go hunt out those deals. Um, but we have some people locally that will go do that stuff, and then they'll just bring everything to me. So, you know, why not? If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing tonight? If I wasn't live streaming right now, I would probably just be well, I was planning on going to the store to get a head start on shipping and pulling orders, but I was just too tired. I would probably right now just be watching some TV show, I don't even know what, and probably just eating dinner, maybe watching some YouTube. I would just be chilling. When does Abby get back? Probably pretty late. She's hanging out with some friends. I will have to try that jerky. I've had bacon jerky before. I can't remember the brand, but it was really good. I liked it a lot. Do you ever think you'd want to franchise your store? Funny you would ask that. Someone asked about doing that already. Um, and up until that point, I had never put any thought into it. And it is something that I've considered. Obviously, it's not just my decision. I'd have to talk to Abby, but the people that asked, um, They are in Arizona. So you never know. We'll see what happens. Do you have any other first four figures on the way for your personal collection? Um, Conker's Bad Fur Day, yes. Beyond that, no. However, we do have the Conker's Bad Fur Day ones coming for the store, and the Metal Gear Solid Snake Bust coming for the store as well. There may be some other like of the PVC ones that are coming in, but yeah, we're trying to do more of that kind of stuff, and I hope people will actually buy them. How's the website coming? It's awesome. You should go check it out because it went live at 2:30 p.m. earlier today. Daniel, go check it out. What was your first most expensive game for my collection? That's really hard to say because um, I started collecting in 2008, sold everything in 2014, restarted in 2015, and I I honestly have no idea. The first really expensive one was Sculptor's Cut, and I'm so glad that I bought it. I bought it off eBay. It was complete for 2 grand. And then what the most recent one I saw was like $14,000 or something crazy. So I'm really glad because I paid full retail when I bought it for 2 grand. That was what they were going for. But I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna have another chance to get this. I put it on a credit card, so I had to pay it off, but I think it was worth it. Um, Nick is in here. What's up, Nick? Nick owns Toy Box Heroes here in Vancouver. Haven't been there in a while. I should probably go back. When are you gonna give up and sell me Yoda? Never. Although Nick, I was talking to a customer in store, a younger girl. She said that her dad had the same statue sitting in their backyard. I was trying to buy it from him because I was good. Then I was going to sell you one of them, but she said he's never going to get rid of it. And I was like, well, it's just rotting in the backyard. Why not? She said, surprisingly, it's in like the paint is in like perfect shape still. But I literally like gave her a card and I said, you tell your dad if he ever wants to sell it to let me know. So I haven't heard anything back, and that was like a couple months ago now. You just reminded me of it, but we'll see. What's the most expensive piece of my collection? Probably the complete in box sculptor's cut. Like I just said, one of them sold for like 14,000 semi recently. Um, and then beyond that, complete in box little Samson. It's what like 5,500 ish. Sealed big box Pokemon box. I've turned down an offer of 5,500 for that. Um, the sealed New York exclusive Wii U games that I have, I don't know what those go for. Um, so that could be, I don't know. Um, do you ever make mistakes in the store and does it bother you? Mispricing something, etc. Yes, mistakes get made every single day. Luckily, they're nothing that's detrimental to the business. They're, things get mispriced all the time, and you know, sometimes things get mispriced and they're too high. Like we just showed a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn for PS4 in Monday's video that was priced $25. And when I saw that, I asked Abby, I was like, "Why is this 25 bucks?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know. That's what it was going for. The price must have went up." And then someone had commented on the video about that and was like, "I think that's wrong." And I looked it up and I was like, "Yeah, that is wrong." So Abby, whoever put it in the system, must have looked. They must have pulled up the wrong game on accident and just incorrectly priced it. So that was overpriced. That's easy enough to fix. But what kind of sucks is that when something gets underpriced and then it sells immediately on the website, and it is what it is. I've never canceled an order because something was priced incorrectly. I wouldn't do that. It sucks, but it's not a huge deal. There was one time where I don't know how it happened, but we had a complete Chrono Trigger for Super Nintendo priced at the time like $1,000 or something, and somehow when it went to the website, the price changed to like $100. And it was weird because the price in the inventory system still said 1,000. The tag said 1,000, but the website said $100, and someone bought it immediately. And I contacted them. I was like, "Hey, this wasn't mispriced. The website like glitched and somehow and changed the price. I'm so sorry, but like, you know, I have to cancel it." And they're like, "Yeah, I kind of figured, but I figured I would take a chance, kind of thing." So they were understanding. But that's the only time that anything like that has ever happened. But that was weird because it wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a misprice. It was like a technical glitch that happened somehow. And as far as I know, that's never happened again. So really weird. Without specifics, have you ever scolded or punished any of the employees? Uh, Scolded, I maybe, but not in a way that you would call it scolding. Probably more in a way just like, hey, you did this, but you should have done this. Um, but disciplined, I can't think of a time when I have, honestly. Um, everyone makes mistakes, but luckily, no one has ever done anything that was like deserving of punishment. You know what I mean? Sometimes they need to be corrected or have a talking to or something like that, but it's never been anything that's like I cannot believe you did that. Like this is unacceptable. Blah blah blah. There's never been anything like that. Luckily. Do you ever watch Sam the Cooking Guy or Guga on YouTube? Guga, yes. Sam, I don't know. Guga is one of the only food channels I'm subscribed to. I like his videos. They're kind of feeling repetitive to me. At this point, I liked the older ones where they still had the other guy. I can't remember his name. But the videos are all so extremely similar, which they're still good, but What do you think of John Hancock's collection and his team trying to make the museum? He has one of the best collections on the planet. Hopefully, I'll be able to see it in person before the website or before the museum opens. But yeah, the team of people that he has working on the website is, or on the museum, excuse me, is top notch. He has the president on the board of the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. He's got other people that have been working on this kind of stuff for a long time. I know that a lot of people accuse the museum of being some sort of scam or something like that, and I think that that's going pretty far. That's not what it is, obviously. Um, and he's talked to me privately about the plans for the museum and stuff. Now that he's announced it, I can talk about it. But he told me about forming the board and having all these meetings and talking about stuff like many months ago. And of course, he told me like, I haven't announced it, so don't say anything about it. At this point, he's announced it, so it's fine. But he's been working on this for a very long time, and I'm excited to see what happens. And he lives up in Longview, which is about, half an hour north from Vancouver from the store. So it's kind of a smaller town. And he hasn't told me about where the potential location is yet. But if it's not going to be in Longview, which I don't think it should be since it's a smaller town, it'll probably be in Vancouver, which would be really helpful for us because that would bring more people into Vancouver. And what are they going to do when they're done going to the museum? They're going to go to the game store. So I think that would be awesome. Couple people are saying they bought stuff on the website. It looks awesome. Thank you guys. First show that comes to mind when I think Nickelodeon, it's SpongeBob. Uh, SpongeBob's not my favorite Nickelodeon show, but that is the first one that comes to mind. Retro prices have obviously skyrocketed, so maybe good for your business, but tough as a collector. What do you think about the prices over the last several years? Um, Honestly, prices increasing were only helpful for the store for the stuff that we already had in stock, which most of that didn't matter because we did not reprice most of the stuff before reopening after closing down for the lockdowns. We repriced, I think, GameCube and PS3, and that was it. So prices being higher does not necessarily mean more profit. The percentages that we pay versus what we're selling for, the percentage number is the same, so it doesn't really matter. But since having the store, I don't go out of my way to buy a lot of stuff from places outside of my own store. So that kind of price point stuff doesn't really affect me too much. Well, guys, there's a few more questions, but I'm so freaking hungry, and I've been streaming for 3 hours, which I did not even expect to go that long. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. But thank you guys for hanging out. if you can do me a favor, hit the like button on the video real quick. Any sort of engagement like that on YouTube, um, even if you just like the daily vlogs every day, even if you're not going to comment or whatever, that helps a lot. It tells YouTube that more people like this video and it'll push it out to more people. So if you guys can, just interact with the videos whenever you watch them. I do the same whenever I watch a video. I just instantly, it starts playing, I hit the like button before I even watch it. But that helps a lot. So thank you guys for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Um, but yeah, we'll probably do more of these. So be on the lookout. Maybe Monday evening after we close the store. Probably do one with Adam and Abby. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.